Welcome back, people. It is episode 37 of season 4 of the Taxi Squad podcast. We are recording this on a Wednesday. You, of course, will be hearing this on a wonderful Taxi Squad Thursday. We got a fair amount of things to get into this episode. Strange and unusual topics, people getting arrested, people banging on Insta Live, and also Deshaun Watson doing usual things that aren't necessarily strange anymore. We have a fair amount of college football talk to get into, so buckle up. We go into our favorites, our risers, and our fallers. We have a full-blown NFL review and a sprinkle of baseball. It is the Taxi Squad podcast.
Come on, everybody, celebrate. The Taxi Squad is here today. So lose the blues, kick back and relax for now. They talk about sports and stupid stuff. They're probably wrong and it might get rough. So welcome back, it's the Taxi Squad, yeah.
Vince, what's going on?
Right off the bat, man. Nothing, Mike. We'll get into it in a little bit. This weekend was a mixture of good things and bad things. Things you wish didn't happen and things that you're happy that did happen. It's similar to some people we'll get to in the strange and unusual category. I had a medium weekend this weekend, Mike.
Just a medium weekend?
Yeah, how are you, dude?
Oh, man, I'm great. It's another road game.
Yeah, you're in
Uncle
fucking
Mike
New York.
Yeah, fucking New Jersey, Vince. I'm in fucking
sorry.
Edison, New Jersey.
God damn.
Shout out to the Courtyard, not paid. This is the most average of average I've stayed at in a while. But either way, I'm enjoying it. Got a weekend coming up with the boys.
Yeah.
Party for a friend of the pod, good old Tony. Go figure.
Anthony.
Italian-Irish boys from Chicagoland have a friend named Tony.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thunk it? So yeah, we're gonna be gallivanting around New York. It's gonna be adorable, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Gonna be in Yankee Stadium for the first time ever on Saturday. Gonna go to stands. Gonna go mingle with the locals. One.
I was saying, we get Mikey. Do we get Mikey content out there? Chicago Mike going content king?
Yeah, I don't have a mic with me. I have this mic that you're hearing this.
You have Mike, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, no, I could do that, but the problem
is not man on the street. I just need some BTS. I need to see what Mike's up to when he's out in the Bronx.
Oh yeah, I could do that. I could do POV.
Yeah,
I could do
buddy.
POV.
That's my favorite type of corn anyway, so you got it.
Yeah, exactly. So do a little POV action. POV at stands, POV in the ball game. I'm looking forward to it. They're actually playing Boston, so we're going for a rivalry game. So it's gonna be electric.
Little Boston versus New York, huh?
Oh yeah. I think we're sitting in the bleachers with the rest of them.
Don't get in a fight, man.
Yeah, I'm not planning on getting into any fights. I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter, and I have too much to lose. So if you're hearing this,
leave me alone
on these streets. Yeah, leave me alone.
Are you gonna play any cheeky little bets?
Your dad.
My dad could beat your dad's ass.
My dad could beat your dad's ass. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I might sprinkle a little depending on who's pitching and who's doing all that. Boston right now, as we look at the standings, of course, they're kind of in that no man's land position.
4 games out of a wild card.
Yeah, it's not looking hot for them right now, and
I'm choking right now. I just wrong tubed that really bad.
Wrong tubed it. Wrong tube. It's going straight down the tube. I think I'm
crying.
Not the right
you
tube.
See that?
Oh man.
I'm
God,
crying.
Terrifying.
Oh, I'm crying. Yeah, if you're watching this, you just got a free look inside my eyeballs. God damn.
Yeah, Vince, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, we will have some strange and fun times, not necessarily strange.
Really quick,
and
I like where you're going with this. The magic number today is 224. Can you tell me why?
No.
That is the White Sox winning percentage. All right, let's go into some strange and unusual, because that shit's
well, there you
strange
go.
and unusual, man.
Hey, Tony La Russa told us before the season even started that we're going to surprise some people this
And
year.
god
so he's
damn
not
it,
wrong.
did they? Did they, dude?
Have another one, Tony. All right, let's. Hey, it's okay. He had a couple DUIs. He's still a good time.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Fame baseball person. Come on now.
Hall of Fame baseball guy. So, Vince, we had some strange and unusual topics happen over the
Yes.
weekend. We got players getting arrested.
Yeah.
We got, Shannon Sharpe potentially getting hacked on Instagram.
Fresh off the
We got
presses today.
Yeah, we got new Deshaun Watson allegations, which aren't so strange anymore. They're just usual.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Tyreek Hill getting arrested before
he
his
pulled a
game on
Scotty
Sunday, shall we?
Scheffler.
He kind of pulled the Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah. Pre-game fucking little arrest. I guess he didn't get arrested, but almost.
He was detained for a brief moment.
Yeah, he was. Tyreek Hill, in case you missed it, Sunday morning before the Dolphins game, gets detained and then cited for speeding? Moving
Reckless
violation?
They potentially could have arrested him because, in theory, reckless driving is, in fact, a felony.
Yeah, I think they wrote on the police report one speed and the speedometer said something else. I don't fucking know. Footage came out. Everybody's on both sides. I'm not the fucking judge nor the orator. Calais Campbell also getting put into handcuffs. You see that shit?
I did see that.
Yeah.
God, could you imagine trying to put that behemoth in fucking handcuffs?
So if you watch the video, he's walking up and you can see him kind of backing up. I think he understands what it's like to see him in person because he's such a fucking monster. Where he's like, all right, I'm trying to de-escalate this, but I don't want to make it seem like I'm coming at you guys right now because that is a bear of a fucking man. That dude is huge.
He is literally a monster. Absolute freak of nature. I mean, what is he, 6'7", 320 pounds or
Can't be much smaller than that. Definitely can't be much smaller than that.
Former Cardinals king, then Ravens king, now Dolphins
Jaguars
king.
too, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Let's get the height weight of this man real quick. 6'8", 300, how about? Guess his 40-yard time.
4'6".
4'8".
Dang.
6'8", 300, 4'8". Okay.
God, if that much mass is moving towards you at that rate of speed, just step out of the way.
Yeah, he plays in LA. He's going to move the tectonic plates himself. You know what I'm saying?
So, Vince, we saw the video, right, of Tyreek Hill getting arrested or detained. Seems like he claims he was cooperating, then rolled up his window.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Cops overstepped. He may have been a little disrespectful.
Yeah.
Who knows?
This is one of those both sides are wrong situations. I don't know if in a scenario like this, it's ever necessary to bring a guy to a ground and cuff him. Tyreek Hill being an asshole. No fucking doubt about it. He was like, oh, I was a sweet angel, and they just pulled me out of my car. No. But also, in the same vein, it's my thing is, I wish the cop would have just understood the scenario, where he was. Obviously, they have a domain. But in my head, it's okay, you're going into Hollywood or whatever the fuck it's called. Tyreek Hill is the star wide receiver of the Dolphins. Everybody's going to get a video of this shit. I wonder what the ulterior motive was for this, especially seeing the Scotty Scheffler thing. I know he was put on leave. I don't think he's probably going to get in trouble for this. I don't think it's going to go well for this man. I really don't.
I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal.
I think he's going to get in trouble, dude, based on how this is going on right now. And I think he's going to sue the city. It's a whole thing.
He might get suspended. I mean, it's not like he was harmed in any way. It's not like they hit him.
What, his pants weren't damaged beyond repair? Like they said remember the Scotty Scheffler one? Where he's like, my uniform was damaged beyond repair. He had a hole in his knee. That was the only thing that happened.
Yeah, and the Scotty Scheffler thing, once again, it's just police officers feeling the need to overstep on their power.
Yeah, which is
That's
insane.
yeah, it's the tale as old as time.
Yeah, so
It's
there's gonna
usually
be some fallout. He proceeded to ball out that day though. Tyreek Hill goes in there, balls out.
what, seven receptions, a buck 43 with a touchdown, like
Yeah.
absolute dog of a game.
And then he did
And
the handcuff celebration with Jalen Waddle. You gotta
genius.
do that. You have to do that.
Genius.
Yeah.
It was absolute genius. I mean, you
And
gotta love that.
this is the Dolphin Super Bowl, no? The beginning of the season before it gets cold.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, maybe they're really on an egregious clip, quite good at home on their first game or first.
They're good when it's hot. When
Yeah?
it gets cold, they're not good. So right now it's good because it's hot everywhere. You move forward 2-3 months. Oh boy, looking at a whole different ball game.
Well, to your point, when they do play in Buffalo and it is mighty cold, they do kind of, the
They
blood
say
is thick.
Buffalo, 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 yo.
Yo.
It's cold out here.
I still, to the Dolphins though, I still don't believe Tua is him. I just, it's difficult for me to believe it because that whole game, and I mean, of course, we'll talk about it, but that whole game, like they were down until the fourth quarter.
Well, Tua leads the league in passing, Mike.
Oh boy, one game,
You
one
know?
game for the Tua tag. Now, yeah, all right. Well, Tyreek Hill, not much is going to come of it. Of course, he pledges his innocence, and now it's going to be every interview is going to be about this, and
Yep.
it's going to just always be around now.
Yeah, 100%. And
To me, though, this story would have never ran in like 2002.
not like it is now, but that's because social media and people take videos. Hey,
Everybody has a
you
camera on
see
their
who was
phone.
there though? You see who was there?
No.
Jeff Darlington on the scene.
Oh, was he?
Remember where Jeff Darlington was when Scotty Scheffler got arrested?
He was on the scene.
Does he know when people are getting arrested, Jeff Darlington?
Conspiracy pod? Do you think it's all Jeff Darlington's
He's
idea?
calling the cops, Mike. He's getting the
Do you
guys
think
arrested.
Do you think he's calling like, hey, Scotty went in the wrong exit? And he's like, I was just an innocent bystander. I just so
Yeah.
happened to be there at the same time.
Don't arrest
And
him,
then
sir.
Tyreek-
He's innocent.
And then Tyreek, speeding, he calls it in. Hey, black McLaren speeding right
Yep.
outside of the stadium. Boom.
Got him. Just saying. I'm not saying. I'm
Maybe
just
this
saying,
is
Mike.
his thing. This is
Something
his
about-
bag, baby.
Should we talk about people posting sex tapes online?
Yeah, what? I mean, between Will Levis, Shannon Sharpe,
Yeah, the new guy,
Right?
the new king.
Le'Veon
What about
Bell.
who is Jamal Murray? Remember that?
Yeah, Antonio Brown hanging
Yeah.
in peace in a pool.
Oh yeah, that was wild.
Wild.
Today in the news, Shannon Sharpe on his Instagram live, supposedly hacked, was a video not of him, not of anybody, mostly of a hardwood table. You hear a lot of moaning from a lady, a moan of satisfaction, a sensual moan, if you will.
A
and then,
sensual, satisfying moan.
And then at the end is all you got. So you can make with that as you will. Yeah,
You
man.
could
And then he said he got
surmise-
hacked. He said he got hacked, but he got it back really quickly.
How do you
Hacked?
accidentally go on live?
I
How
don't
do you
know, dude. I have a hard
was
enough time-
Instagram just open?
I have a hard enough time figuring out how to go live, let alone accidentally going live. Like last time we tried going live, it took me like 5 minutes to figure out what to click. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let alone fucking Discord and trying to,
Yeah,
broadcast. gaming.
Fucking miss me with that. Fucking
Call
bullshit.
him, Vince. Call him. Get him on the
Yeah.
phone.
Why don't you just call the Twitch?
Call the Twitch and the Discord and see how we get on the internets.
Oh my god. No, it's fucking Stream Decks. But that's not what this is about. This is about Shannon Sharpe posting his vinegar strokes online. He didn't get hacked.
No shot.
That's what people say when they accidentally do something and they don't want it to make it seem like it was them. He did not get hacked. No shot.
What, like Jason Whitlock? Remember Jason Whitlock with his searches?
Jason Whitlock does a lot of things. Jason
Whitlock,
Whitlock.
freaky little boy.
And he said some dumb shit, and then, like, the next day he posted his searches of, like, some weird-ass shit, and we're like, "Come on, man." Like,
See?
sometimes you gotta help yourself, you know?
Well, what's so funny to me is Shannon Sharpe on his podcast and his interviews, which he's actually a very good interviewer. I give him credit.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
He told Chad Ochocinco to be more professional. Literally 24 hours after the interview dropped,
Yeah.
he's online, just absolutely getting after it with a nice young lady.
I mean, and,
And
everybody bangs. Definitely
you
an
gotta.
accident, but
Hey,
I almost got the chance to pick up Chad Ochocinco from the airport this week.
how?
Chad Ochocinco was in Chicago, and he posted on Twitter, "Anybody in Chicago want to grab me from ORD for $500?"
Why
And
didn't you take your chance?
I immediately DM'd him. I'm like, "Hey," and then he never answered me because I think somebody already hopped on it. But then
Missed
he
our
was
shot.
But then he was down the street from my house, and I didn't know about it, and he went to DraftKings, and I didn't know about it.
What?
I know, and I'm like, "Fuck, dude, I could have hung out with Chad Johnson."
You could have hung out with Chad Ochocinco, not
That would have
Chad
been
Johnson.
well, his name is Chad Johnson again,
Well, he changed his last name to Ochocinco.
and then change it back to Johnson.
Yeah. Well,
Don't forget.
I bet you, hey, Vince, you should just say, hey, I would have picked you up from the airport. You could have been on the most epic podcast ever, the Taxi
And he would have
Squad
been like,
podcast.
"Mine's way more popular," and I would have been like, "Yeah."
Well, I mean, hey, this is what we're doing. People helping people, right?
You're right. Facts. But
Facts,
yeah,
but
I think they're gonna have to talk about this. I really hope he doesn't sweep it under the rug, and I hope he talks about it with him on his pod.
oh, Vince, rug swept under. He ain't gonna say a word about
I
it.
know, but I
Supposedly,
think he's gotta.
allegedly he released a statement saying that it was hacked and he's
Yeah.
looking into it. I just want to know like where he took her out to dinner,
How long is that investigation gonna last?
A week.
No, un minute. Oh, whoops! I hit live on accident. And I was laying pipe.
I mean, there was like
union
5,000
pipe fitter.
people in the live, and can
Uh-huh.
you imagine?
Yeah, but like
Jeez.
there wasn't anything in it. It was just like, it was like, and then it was, and that's all we got.
I mean, hey, he got after it for about a minute and a
You know
half.
what,
You got to give the guy
Shannon?
credit.
Shannon, if you're gonna post a sex tape, you show hog. Don't fuck around and do like show hog, dude. Show it's real. Try to see hog.
Show it's real, Show that
Uh,
leather piece.
Speaking of
right?
hog that needs to do less work, Deshaun Watson back at it again with another sexual assault case.
Wow. What happened this time?
This time, supposedly when he was on the Texans in 2020, so this is an old one that got pulled out again. He was having a girl over to have dinner at his house. I don't know. I don't know all the details. Hard to believe him for denying the allegations. Obviously, things have to happen, but this seems to be a recurring theme. This is a situation where it's like, it could have not happened, but anybody could say it, and you're going to believe that it happened because it's Deshaun Watson, and he's a dirty little dog.
Yeah, he must have like some sort of kink
Sex
fetish
addiction?
thing. Maybe a sex addiction where he likes the massage before the
Yeah.
Yeah. Because but man, I'll tell you what, and when he had those massages, boy, I mean,
He was
the
good at
Browns might
football.
want to try and. He was really good at football.
He's not good at football anymore. He really doesn't have a
Not.
reason to be doing shit like this.
Do you think like that was maybe the massage and the tugs are like his kryptonite? Like he needs them. It's like
If that's the
Superman and-
case, he doesn't deserve to be good at football.
Yeah, that's
Let's
true.
be for real.
Can you imagine if, man, we'd be so sad if he was on the Bears because it would just be probably
Yeah.
twice as bad.
I mean, dude, for sure, because they would have handled it even worse. But the Browns, similar, not dissimilar from the Bears and how they handle things. I thought about this and a lot of people are hating on the Browns right now for the crazy contract and the 240 whatever guaranteed that they gave them. A lot of other teams were down to do that. The Browns are the ones that won the shit sweepstakes, which ended up getting him paid. So you can't completely blame the
Shit
Browns
stakes.
on that. The shit stakes, yeah, as you will.
Shit snakes. Shit tugs.
You can't release him because he has guaranteed money. He's
Yeah.
fucking bad. He's really, really bad at football. What do you do? Like, Brown says
okay,
Brown says don't
hypothetically,
say anything. He's like, okay, they're gonna investigate, yada yada. You know how this all ends up going, but like, Jesus, man, like what a mess.
well, all right, let's talk about this. If you're the Browns right now,
Yeah,
you have the golden opportunity to suspend him.
and put in who?
Jameis season.
Woo! Let's go.
Vince would
Get
just
him
be over the
in.
moon, and he'd be like, "That's why he's the GOAT."
That's why he's the GOAT. We're
Eating
out here
W's,
eating dubs, dude. Taking them.
eating
Mwah,
dubs,
mwah, mwah. Let's go,
crab
James.
legs.
The dog
Like, come
pound.
on now.
The dog pound, dude.
You have your perfect opportunity, Browns organization, to suspend him and say, "Hey, until this is figured out, you can't play because you suck." And then they may want to see if they could get Flacco back.
Yeah, but he's already signed, man. He's a Colt, right?
Yeah, but man, he just give up a draft pick to get him back.
But if
They were looking
if
good
you're
with him.
Indy, Anthony Richardson gets injured early last year, runs a lot. You need a fucking insurance plan here.
Yeah,
They
you
gotta
do.
keep him. They have to keep
You
him.
do. You need an insurance plan. There's no doubt. It could be Jameis' season. Do you think? I mean, at least Jameis doesn't like. Here's the problem: if you watch that game on Sunday,
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson had time in the pocket
Yeah.
and just doesn't know what to do anymore.
And he's not as quick as he used to be. He's not slow, but he's not as quick as he used to be. So like those like quick movements, staying on his feet, moving around the pocket, a little bit slower. He seems like he can't throw as accurate as he used to. Like, those graphs where it's like, it crosses through at the middle and it's like off the field issues, football performance. Those aren't even touching. They're both at the bottom. His off the field issues are at the top rather, and his football performance is at the bottom. It needs to meet somewhere for it to be worth it. And right now it's not worth it for either of them. And the problem is the guaranteed money. You already gave it to him. So either you keep trying with them or what? Because the rest of the team is talented as fuck. They can't get a better team around him.
Stefanski must just be kicking himself in the
And he's a good
ass.
coach. I like him
He
as a
had
coach.
Baker. He ran Baker out of town.
Yeah, man.
Because he just demanded Baker play while injured, and Baker did it. And I mean, poor Baker couldn't even throw the fucking football, and
Yeah.
he was still out there hobbling around.
And now he's, what, fourth in the league in passing yards?
Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it that Baker Mayfield is the redemption story here? Good for Baker, man. You love to see it.
Hall of Fame wide
would-
receiver helps a lot too. Good schematics help a
yeah.
lot too. He's playing well
Hall
though.
of Fame wide receiver, good system that benefits him. Yeah, good O-line as well. Hey, I'm just very happy for the Baker.
Me
But
too.
Deshaun, it's like Billy Bean. It's like Moneyball. It's like, Billy, this is Deshaun Watson.
He used to be a Pro Bowler. The problem is he sucks now and he loves to pull his dick out at unopportune times.
Right, exactly. There it is. There's no better explanation because, to your point, he has the weapons around him. They built the team around him.
Fucking Amari Cooper. He's got Jerry Jeudy now. He's got an offensive line. That defensive line is terrifying. Like, nothing except for him is to blame here. That's the fucking truth of it matter. Unfortunately for him, or fortunately because he's a piece of shit, so I don't really care what happens, Whatever.
I think this is what happens when you're an absolute legend at a big ACC school.
He was
win a
the king
national
at
champion.
Clemson. He was the king.
Yeah. Dabo Sweeney came out and said that he was the next thing to Michael Jordan. Like,
Yep.
it's insane.
And Michael Jordan would never get a rub and tug. No comment.
Would he though?
Comment. Can we talk about it? Can we just fucking get it over with, please?
Vince, Rudy, Vince.
Can we just fucking get over it,
Vince.
dude?
So, unless you're living under a rock,
Yeah.
or you don't live in the Midwest, or you don't watch college football, you would know that 2 years in a row, Marcus Freeman drops a week 2 game to a unranked opponent at home and loses.
Yeah.
Boy,
Bad.
oh boy, not only to any team, but a team that Notre Dame sought out to say, would you like to play us week 2, Northern
At home
Illinois,
for
New Jersey?
$1.2 million.
$1.2 million. If you won, you got a $200,000 kicker. So $1.4 million out the door to get a fucking 4-leaf clover shoved up their ass.
Yeah.
Vince, how
Bad.
you feeling?
Saturday, I was sad. I was defensive. I was sad. Sunday, I was like, it's Bear. I don't even care about college football.
Bear season, baby.
I don't even watch college football. I'm watching the Bears.
Yeah,
Who gives a
Bears.
fuck what happened? Nah, Bears.
Yep.
And then Monday, I went to work, started talking to a couple people. I'm like, I am now past the sadness. I am able to look at this clearly. I mean, it was bullshit. What we ended up learning is, number one, NIU is a pretty good team in general. They've always been like pretty decent in the MAC, like give or take, but they're not fucking Notre Dame. And Notre Dame has no business, especially as a top 10 team, to lose to the fucking MAC conference in general. We also learned that Riley Leonard, coming from the ACC, just like Sam Hartman, who also came from the ACC, has no fucking business running an offense like this and can't throw the ball. He's just an athlete. He can't throw the ball. Marcus Freeman has a knack for winning the hard games and losing the easy fucking games for some goddamn reason. There's no hate or ill will to NIU. That's a fucking sick-ass win for them. Everybody that went to NIU, good for you. You should be fucking cheering. This is one of the biggest wins they've had as a program in the history of the program.
If not the biggest win.
Might be. It truly might be.
Yeah.
And they deserve to fucking celebrate that shit. This is a big black eye for Notre Dame. It's almost too easy to completely give up on the fucking season. They're going to have to run the table the rest of the year to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Obviously. Hold on. They're going to have to run the table to even get into the playoffs. Mind you, NIU, ranked team now. They beat a ranked team.
They ranked 25th, baby.
You lose to the ranked team. It is what it is. It's everybody's top 25. No, I mean, they have some clear issues they got to fix up. The secondary is still really good. The offense was fucking abysmal. And that's what happens when you don't take a team seriously. You got to go in there and take them seriously regardless of who you're playing. So you hope that this is a wake-up call. It is a bullshit loss. They should not have lost to them in the first place. And, hopefully it changes throughout the year, but I'm not extremely hopeful for them to do so. So that's my 2 cents.
So, Vince, in the prior weeks, you were laying out this lovely story that if ND
goes
Golden
UN
Domers.
defeated,
goes UN defeated.
Those are over. Unfortunately,
because
those dreams are over.
They did beat Texas A&M.
Yeah, beautiful game.
Home, which many people could have believed that Texas A&M was overhyped, which they usually are because that's what they do out there.
But what did you say before that happened? Don't fucking act like you're complete. You said what? Texas A&M easy dub. They got them taken care of. That's what you said. Yes, you did. Go back and listen 2 weeks ago.
No.
Yes, you did, because I was like, we're going to win that game. And you're like, don't say that too fast. Texas A&M is going to beat them. They're an SEC team. Notre Dame isn't ready for an SEC team.
That's exactly it was going to be a close game. I said it was going to be a close game, which it was.
Close game that who was going to win?
I picked A&M, but I said it was going to be by 3 points.
And they beat them. So, but regardless.
Hold on.
Regardless. You can't just say like A&M's overrated. You can't say that.
Stop defending it. I let you talk. It's my turn now. All right?
Well, you can't lie.
My turn
can't
to
have
talk.
you lie.
I'd like to
can't
talk
have you
now.
lie. Can't have hater Mike lie out here. No hater Mike lies out here.
Now. Get a moderator. Get a moderator.
No hater Mike lies. Come on now.
So you lay out the scenario how they could go undefeated.
Oh yeah.
Slip in without ever playing anybody of significance.
Correct.
And then play like the bottom rung to be in the natty. So now that whole scenario is gone. Thanks to the lovely Huskies.
Yep.
Shout out to Molly's in DeKalb. Shout out to Fatty's in DeKalb. If you've ever been to DeKalb and had the fried potato salad.
Yeah.
Fatty's,
the wife of Mike went to NIU. Yeah.
Yes, and I was just about to say my lovely wife, who I
Yeah.
met while she was a sophomore at NIU at the Sigma Kappa sorority house, went to NIU. I've been to NIU games. She was blown away of this. We started watching at the half because I was like, okay, no shot. Is this going to happen into the second half? I
Oh
hop
boy.
my happy ass in the pool, and then I get out of the pool, and it's the end of the third quarter, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm
Yep.
in. And
Bad.
they won on a field goal. By the way, can we talk about this egregiously dog shit fourth down call on a run that the runner is clearly over the yard to gain, and they somehow made it 4th and inches? Can we just discuss that? How the refs tried to cook this game in ND's favor at
Oh
home
yeah.
either way, and they still fucking lost?
Yeah, Mikey refs, dude. I turned it off out of disgust and
Mikey
hatred.
refs.
I only
Mikey
got to check
refs.
some of it. I was at CreatorCon. I only got to watch some of the game. I was disgusted. I was sick, and
No big
I
deal.
didn't watch the end.
Sorry,
And
Mike.
I checked it. I turned my phone off, not turned it off, but I didn't check it for like an hour. I opened it up. I had 73 text messages from a myriad of people saying, haha, fuck you, you loser. You suck. Notre Dame blows, all that shit. I had it all. I had it all. I was a sourpuss. I was sad. Yeah, I mean, you can't fucking do that. You can't do that if you're going to be a respected program. You can't lose a game like that. And they need to run the table if they're going to be good in the rest of the year. That's just the reality of the situation.
See you at the end of Thanksgiving.
You fucking goddamn better hope. I swear to Christ. You know? Because I think
See you in
USC
SoCal,
might
baby.
be. I think they might be legit. We can honestly move into it if you want. I think they might be legit. They have a defense that actually knows how to tackle. I think Miller Moss is actually pretty fucking good. They have talented pieces. Like,
Let's see him play somebody in the Big Ten.
that's legitimate. Yeah.
That's gonna be the true test. I want to see him play Michigan. I want to see him
Well,
play Nebraska. I want to see these
is
things.
Michigan legit though?
Michigan going through a rebuild, but usually they get better towards the end of the season.
I hope so, because yikes.
Yeah. Listen, they lost 17 seniors.
No, I
Right?
know. I'm just like,
17 players left.
so obviously the national championship, like the champions are going to be rated pretty highly the next year, regardless. Obviously they were rated a little too high at the beginning of this year. That was egregious, that fucking game. Like Texas laid them,
Texas?
they laid them down, they pooped on them, and then they got out of the stadium. And they're like, thank you for being our human toilet disposal. See you later, boys. That was
They are
bad.
so talented.
They're
Quinn
so good.
Ewers may have just kind of like cemented his name in the Heisman running.
He's
He
top two.
looks so good.
Oh yeah.
Sark's got these guys, and he's got this program built up right now to be like a 1A to a Georgia or 1B to a Georgia right now.
Yeah, I think
And
those are the two teams that are realistically the most likely to go and win the national championship.
hypothetically, that could be the SEC championship game right
Oh
there.
yeah,
Now,
it
Ole
should
Miss
be.
still looking great. Lane's great. I don't know if anybody saw, but Lane called out Howard. What's his nuts? The guy with the bald head. Feinstein.
Yeah,
Finkelstein?
probably. Yeah,
What's that guy's name?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably.
So that guy. It's wonderful to see, though. I think Texas, even though I dislike them because I prefer Oklahoma, I do think that program now is built up on defense. They have every weapon imaginable between Isaiah Bond and the rest of that receiving core. It's just disgusting.
Yeah, Ewers talented, defense talented, fucking skill players talented. There isn't really a hole on that team. Texas is going to pull Texas at some point. They're going to have a close game. Hopefully they can end up winning it at the end of that close game. But part of me wants to see them fucking win it all.
I don't want to see them win it all. I
don't
think
want.
overall,
I like that burnt orange, man. Something about him tickles my fancy. I like him.
Listen, I don't wish them ill will, to put it lightly, but listen, in the Red River game, I'm rooting OU.
You're
all the way.
always OU. Naturally, always OU. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's just you cannot deny how great they look.
Now, can we talk
um,
about the quarterback situation at Michigan?
yeah, let's talk about the crack situation in Michigan.
What the fuck are they doing?
Dude, they lost 17 starters.
I know, but Davis Warren, Alex Orgy, Davis Warren, Alex Orgy. Next week they might put in their third string quarterback. They're just lost.
They lost JJ. They
Mike,
don't
Alex
have
Orgy was the next fucking guy. Alex Orgy was the man to lead the ship, and then all of a sudden, their Davis Warren's coming in like the king. 2 INTs, 204, 22 attempts, 33 attempts, 22 completions. Like, ugh. That Ohio
you're
State.
playing.
I get it. That Ohio State game's going to be tough this year. I think we're done with the Michigan destroying Ohio State. I think we're done with that.
Yeah, no shot.
Yeah.
Ohio State, they have their year, and with the sanctions and everything that's going to be coming down on Michigan's program, they got their natty.
Yeah.
And
hey, fuck
they're
me. I'll take
going-
that.
Hey, Connor Stallions, all that. Think about it either way. I mean, everybody was cheating in that same way or had the same advantage as the rest of them.
He just
Everybody
did it too
knew
well.
that. Yeah, he did it very well.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about commitment to a program. Connor Stallions, lifelong Michigan fan. I watched a documentary on it.
He did
on
it for his
Netflix. I encourage
mother.
everybody to watch. Well, he did it for his family, but he grew up a Michigan fan, and he read up on all the Michigan coaches in their path to be the Michigan head coach. They all started in some form of armed service, so Navy, Army, Marines. So he goes to Navy, which he was wrecked through a local official, because you have to be in order to go to Navy. Starts peeling signs for Navy, got so good at it that one guy leaves from Navy to go to Michigan, gets called out to Michigan to go. During that time was a Marine Corps operator. I mean, the man's story is fascinating, what he did before the age of 30. Like, he's truly a fascinating human.
He's just
And he just did it
never
so
he's just
fucking good.
never going to be the head coach of Michigan though, unfortunately.
Hey,
that's what sucks.
Disband the NCAA.
I agree.
Disband the NCAA, because
We've been saying
what's
that.
good for one is not good for the next, and the other it's garbage.
Yeah, we need Taxi Squad shirts to span the NCAA in Taxi Squad yellow and black, because I agree with you wholeheartedly.
If you want that, pin in a comment on the Spotify, on the YouTube, and do that.
And we shall
Give
be
Mike's
making those.
network quality right now. You'll hear my voice, but if you're trying to see me, it's a little spotty this episode.
Motherfuckers jumping around like crazy. It's all right. They don't have good internet out there in fucking New Jersey.
Michigan's going to be in the Potato Bowl this year. It's fine. Now,
yeah,
somebody I'd like to talk about, more so a program I'd like to talk about, Powerful Ducks, shall we?
Yeah, the
talk
Mighty
about a
Ducks.
program. Yeah, well, the Powerful Ducks is technically their name.
Really?
Now, when you look at this yeah.
Ew. I'm happy they dropped the powerful part. That's brutal.
Well, that's what they call them now on broadcasts.
Why?
I don't know if you know that. I don't know.
How many ducks do you know that are powerful?
Not many, but maybe it's just a play on words.
I don't like it. Throw it out.
Not a fan. Get rid of it. Ducks are cute. They're not powerful, okay?
Right.
And also delicious.
I hate duck personally.
You hate duck?
Don't like it. Don't like the taste of it. One of my best friends is Cantonese. They eat a lot of duck in Cantonese cuisine. Not for me, man.
Man, I've been at Italian restaurants that do a duck with like a cherry demi-glaze over a nice risotto.
I don't fuck with veal. I don't fuck with lamb. I don't fuck with duck. All three of those. Miss me.
Lamb, I agree with. Don't fuck with the lamb. What if your football program's name was the Fighting Lambs?
I just changed football programs because that's fucking brutal.
And after each touchdown, it's just bah.
All right, I'm
Just
back in.
after each
I'm back
touchdown,
in.
bah.
I'm back in.
Just be like,
No,
touchdown, Fighting
let's
Lambs.
talk about the Heisman candidate Dylan Gabriel, Mike, shall we?
Okay. So I laid it out to everybody last week that
Fred.
Boise State, okay, Boise State has beaten Oregon the past 3 times they've
Yeah.
played them over the past decade, okay? Now this was their 4th meeting in Eugene. This game was so close, it was insane. This game was literally a 3-point game until the very bitter end.
Oh, yeah.
And it was one of the best games of the weekend. I truly enjoyed it. It was a 37-34 dub for the Oregon Ducks on the very last drive of this game. Maddox Munson, okay, arguably could say he's not very
Madsen.
good.
Dude, 17 for 40.
Munson.
Oregon needs to figure out how to stop the fucking run is the real problem.
Okay, I said this last weekend. Ashton Genty, remember that name? He's going to be playing on Sunday. That guy's an absolute freak. The week before played Georgia Southern, had 6 touchdowns and like 300 yards rushing. This weekend comes into Eugene, 25 carries, 192 yards, 3 touchdowns. Okay, so with all that, I believe, because I watched this entire game because I was glued. It was fantastic. They just got a little too pass happy.
Yeah.
If they would have stuck to Genty on the ground, they could have won this game, in my opinion. This game could have been won because at one point at the top half of the 4th quarter, they were up.
Yeah.
It's just that
throwing under 50% completion percentage with 40 tosses, not a good look. But regardless, and you've been saying this too, Boise's a fucking good team. Would not be surprised if we end the year and have Boise State ranked. Oregon might be a sham, and we're going to get to the sham, who's for real, who's almost for real. Who's
after that win, how are they ranked 9th?
You got to lose.
I don't understand this.
Usually you got to lose, man.
You almost lose to Idaho.
Yeah.
And then you go home and you almost lose to Boise State.
Yeah, close only counts at horseshoes and hand grenades. I mean, I don't like... They end up getting into the playoffs. They end up getting in on a 10th, 11th seed is how I feel. They're definitely not 3rd because they started the year at 3rd, right?
They started the year ranked like 3rd or 4th. It was egregious.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're going down. It's not like they're going up in the rankings. Dylan Gabriel didn't kill himself in this game. I don't think he's what people thought he was going to be, even though he wasn't that at OU either. Like, it's not rocket science to figure out that this man is...
Nor is he that at UCF. It's just kind of perplexing to me.
Yeah, it's kind of, I believe we're about to see a letdown in Oregon. I believe that they'd like their Bo Nix back, I'm sure. But Sean Payton's having a good time with him right now. So they're a sham. I don't see them going very far in the playoffs if they even end up making it by the end of the year.
It's going to be interesting to watch. There's no 2 ways about it. The Big Ten in itself is going to be very interesting. Now, another game that kind of tickled my fancy was Bowling Green hanging with Penn State until the 4th quarter, really?
I think Penn State's going to be a close game merchant all year.
You think so?
I don't think they're going to lose many games, but I don't think they're going to blow many teams out. You know how there's always like 1 or 2 teams that always play a 1-score game? Like this, I guess this was a 1-score game. This is a touchdown game. Like, I don't think Drew Aller's a fucking game maker. He's a game manager. He doesn't fucking change the course of the game. Their defense is pretty good. You got to beat Bowling Green by more than this, realistically. Team probably better than what they were, but like, Penn State's in the same place. They're 8th. They're 8th in the country. They're one of the best teams in the Big Ten, but I don't know if I see them going past 1 or 2 rounds in the fucking playoffs either. Oregon versus Penn State mid bowl. Are you in?
That would be a fun game to watch.
Yeah. It'd be like 24-27 end game.
Imagine if they play at Penn State. Oh man. Oregon wouldn't know whether to shit or wind their watch.
Welcome to Happy Valley, baby.
That's true. Now, this game was a lead for Bowling Green going in, and then they just absolutely crapped down their leg in the second half.
Yeah,
They
you got to
didn't
be able to
score nothing but
score.
a field goal.
You got to be able to score in the second half. Penn State gets 2 touchdowns in the last 2 quarters. Call it a day. We're about to see some upsets in the next couple weeks. I think it's pretty fair to say. Can we talk about the real Jackson Mahomes?
The who?
The real Jackson Mahomes, the real little brother of Pat Mahomes, a man by the
Oh,
name
you mean
of Dylan Raiola.
I mean, and it's all by design. He looks like so
He
much
looks
like
like him. Same haircut, same fucking facial hair, same warm ups in the beginning. He does that little sassy ass zesty walk that Pat does. Glazing?
Vince.
Is he glazing
He's
him?
19. He's
Oh,
19, bro. He's the
dude,
starting quarterback. He works out with Patty
call him
Mahomes. Come on,
Krispy
that's gotta be
Kremes because my boy is glazing, dude.
glazing, but man, is he fucking people
He's
up.
good.
And
He's
he
fucking
looks
good, man.
really good.
When's the
And
last
he
time
makes some
Nebraska had a quarterback?
throws. I don't know.
Me either.
Not in
And
my lifetime.
I like him. I like this dog of a fucking team they got. Or what is it? Omaha? Do they play in Omaha? Lincoln.
Yeah, they play in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Lincoln.
That's
I like what they got there. I like little Mahomes.
Year 2. I mean, Matt Rule programs. This is leaning in the right direction for Nebraska overall. Like I've been bullish on Nebraska since the season even began.
Yep.
And to me, this is a team that has potential to vie for potential Big Ten stardom.
Well, I mean they
ranked third right now. They really haven't played anybody.
They beat the team with the 2 best players in college football by 18.
Sure.
Depends on who you
see
ask
that.
for the 2 best players, but Dion will tell you that Shedeur Sanders is the best thing since sliced bread and Travis Hunter is the fucking king of the world.
Yeah, but if you can't protect your quarterback, what good is it?
Exactly, because you want to know what they have? A good defensive line. And if you ask about the O-line, he'll tell you that we love our defensive line. Well, defensive line didn't play that fucking great in this game. Travis Hunter, obviously fucking amazing. Travis Hunter, top 10 pick, no matter who you ask. He's the best athlete in college football. Shedeur Sanders is pretty good. Other than that, Colorado is a shitty program right now. They're not a good team.
They are the same team they were last year.
Yeah, except they started 1-1 instead of 4-0, and then got everybody all excited for nothing.
Because they played North Dakota State. Like,
I know.
It just, to me, like I said, once Travis is gone, once Shedeur is gone, you will see Dion exit stage.
He's a gone too. You know who they're playing next week, Mike?
Who do they got next week?
Colorado State, the team that fucked them up in that one game that ruined their mojo. So I'd say it's just about over for Colorado. Good luck, Shedeur Sanders. Good luck being hopefully a first-round draft pick. You're not going 1-1. I will confidently say that right now.
Now, if you look at Nebraska's schedule, which is kind of crazy to me, I mean, they really looking forward into the end of the season. I mean, they got USC in November.
U of I is a pretty good program. U of I is not a bad program.
Hey, U of I beat Kansas.
Yeah, you can't hate on them.
No. So U of I and Purdue, they kind of go through a gauntlet here, the Big Ten, where they get U of I, Purdue, and Rutgers. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a gauntlet, but those could be some games that
they're not easy games. You can't just walk in and do it like Notre Dame and NIU. Fucking Jesus. All right,
he's
sorry.
He's such a sad little boy.
It fucking sucks, Mike. It fucking sucks, okay? God damn
yeah? Oh, yeah? Try playing Utah in the Pac-12 championship, have a quarterback who now plays for the Bears.
Well, it's fine. You guys...
And
yeah.
You know he's going to be it, and then tears his hamstring halfway through the first quarter.
I mean, they lost to Notre Dame last year, too, so whatever. Back to Nebraska's fucking schedule. Ohio State's going to be hard. UCLA's a fun little team. Again, I think your guys are fucking for real. I think USC's fucking for real. We'll see what happens. Ooh. Iowa's a hard matchup. Wisconsin, we'll see what happens. But it's not like they're cakewalking to the end of the year. But they get through this with, 3 losses? And they might have a silly little argument to make a 12th, 11th, 10th seed.
If they go clean through the middle of the pack of the Big Ten, so U of I, Rutgers, Indiana, Purdue, if they can win those 4 games,
Yep.
which is not going to be easy to do because they are good programs. You go on the road, you have a couple games at home.
Sure.
This is going to be a potential season where they maybe drop, to your point, 2 to 3 games, and maybe you're the 12th seed. Right now, they're what, 23rd or 25th?
23. I mean, quality loss versus
23?
Ohio State, 1 score loss versus Ohio State. Same thing with USC. Like, they're going to be able to make a valid argument that they deserve to be there at the end of the year. And I think they can because their issue is they never have a fucking offense. And they do have an offense now. So, like, you know, Matt Rule, do some shit right now.
Matt Rule, as long as Raiola is there, another transfer class, another class of recruitment of guys who want to play in Lincoln, it wouldn't be surprising to me that Nebraska will be the creme de la creme of the Big Ten here in the next 2 years.
Very well could be. Matt Rule,
by Raiola's
if
senior
you will.
year. By Raiola's senior year, if he stays that long, they could potentially contend for a national championship.
I don't see why he leaves. I don't see why he leaves if he can be the Nebraska king. I mean, I know, but still, like, being the king of a Big Ten team says, hey, someone's giving me some money, give me some more. I'm sure fucking they could figure it out up there in Nebraska. And, you know, Matt Rule quarterbacks. He was the quarterback at what was it? Iowa State. When Brock Purdy was there.
Who?
Rule? Or was he at Baylor then?
Rule was at Baylor.
Yeah.
When Purdy was at Iowa State, he was head coach at Michigan. Or not Michigan, head coach at Carolina.
Already.
You remember Rule was like there for like 3 or 4 years.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He was so fucking bad.
He just couldn't figure out. He's a wonderful college coach. Which
Carolina's a fucking shit stain of an organization, so you got to remember that too. No one can succeed.
But if I had to pick, if I was going to be a head coach in college or a head coach in the pros, I'm picking college every day.
No shot.
Why?
Why would you want to be college?
I want the recruiting trail.
No,
I
you
want to
don't.
take my team to a natty. I want to be a local
legend.
No,
you don't.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to go on recruiting trips every fucking weekend of the offseason and then go into the season to have half of them fucking leave your program by the beginning of the year. You don't want that. I'm confident you know.
It's not like you're taking fucking commercial flights. You know, you got all this booster money. You're taking PJs,
Regardless, I would much rather have my team set in stone, make a couple cuts, and move into the season. Like, no, like, come on now. It's a way harder job in college. Way harder.
You think it's a harder job today in college than it is professional?
As far as time is concerned, yeah, it's harder to scheme as a professional coach, but time, like, you're round the clock working all of the time as a college coach.
Yeah. One could say maybe that's where Deion heads next is the pros.
Why would you want to hire him in the pros?
Because he doesn't have to deal with any of the recruiting. He could just
That's all he's good at.
Right. No, he's not good at recruiting. He's good at doing. What?
What is he good
at? Getting guys in the transfer portal. He had two.
There's no value in this in the NFL for that.
Well, I'm just saying he knows how to identify talent. That's all I'm getting.
Yeah, but like maybe as a D-backs coach, he's not going to get a head coaching gig after this fucking debacle in Colorado. No shot.
That's true. Okay, let's talk a little bit about. Let's move on. There's one person who's a quarterback for a smaller program.
Yeah.
One being that of Tulane. Quarterback, I'd like to highlight a guy by the name of Darian Mensah.
Licka, laka, got me open. Right.
Not Vic Mensah's brother, for the record.
Okay.
Darian Mensah plays for Tulane. This game was fantastic on Saturday. It was Tulane versus Kansas State.
Yeah.
So we had a ACC or American Conference and Big 12 matchup here. Avery Johnson looks to be an up-and-comer. I would say that.
Former head coach of the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, no kidding.
Different,
But
no,
no,
different Avery
that's not him.
Johnson.
He's a white boy with a flow.
Yeah.
But Darian Mensah is
Mhm.
an interesting topic of discussion because he balled out 19 and
Yeah.
29, 342 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception that we'll get into it. But this game was so close into the very bitter end. To the very last drive of the game, there was a converted call in the end zone for offensive pass interference that negated a last minute touchdown with Tulane knocking on the door at home. Granted, Kansas State played their asses off in the second half, got defensive touchdowns, pick six. I mean, it
24 to
really
7 in the second half, mind you.
it was insane. It was insane that second half. There was a lot. There was a fumble, scoop score. There was a lot of things that led to this victory for Kansas State. But Darian Mensah, the reason I want to highlight this player in particular is because last year, okay, redshirted. This year was starting for the scout team. Played so well for the scout team, was smoking the ones that they had no choice but to put him at starter. And he just almost beat Kansas State.
It's a success story, baby. I just like that they let him
don't sleep
sling
on
it.
Don't sleep on Tulane, man. That's
Especially
a fun
him.
little
Hey,
program.
man, he makes a couple good moves. 1-2. Someone likes his talent. He moves on to a different team. We can fucking see that, man. It's not crazy. He's a young man still.
All right. Well, Vince, let's do a little segment on who's for real, who's almost
Who's for real?
the
Who's almost
sham,
for real?
already-
Who's a sham and who's already
Real.
fucking out? I think we agree
right,
on who's. I think we agree on who's for real. For real. Who's for real is who could we see winning the national championship today? And there are two teams, in my opinion:
Okay.
Georgia, Texas. Those are the two best teams in college football. I don't think there's much arguing that right now, unless you have a different team in mind. Maybe Tennessee. Maybe Tennessee, dude. They're
Yeah,
close.
Tennessee.
Nico's a dog. Nico's really fucking good. That defense is really fucking good. I don't know. They're close.
If the season were to end today, yeah, of course. But it just started. I mean, you could say Ohio State could be in this conversation. I know, and everybody dislikes them. But
I hate
the
'em. I
Ohio
hate 'em so
State,
much.
which
They are
many
really
people
good.
dislike, Alabama could still be in that mix.
Jalen Milroe, you think? Is he a quarterback?
Yeah, they were in the Rose Bowl last year. They were 2
I
plays
know,
away
but
from being in
is
the
he a
Cincinnati.
quarterback? I watch him play, and it's like a fucking running back with a decent arm. That's how it feels. It's like he's an athlete. He's a fucking Riley Leonard, if you will.
I understand it. Another team that's like a dark horse that could potentially do something out of the ACC is Miami. You know, those
Cam
are teams
Ward.
right there.
Cam Ward's the man.
Cam Ward did amazing things at Washington State. Shout out to
Yeah.
Donnie Marbut as always. But
So
I will say that.
are we slot? Okay, so almost for real. So this is the teams that we could see maybe making a push at the end of the year. Right now, maybe not the best, maybe not the cream of the crop, but almost making a push. We're putting Miami in there.
Miami deserves to be there.
Almost for real. Ole Miss.
Ole Miss could definitely be put in that conversation. I mean, you see that the amount of talent that Lane has put together out there is truly impressive.
I like them a lot. Part of me wants to sneak your boys in there. I know
They need
maybe
to play.
Yeah.
They need to play a Big Ten team.
Maybe we revisit it in like 2 weeks, but
Of course, we're going to revisit it. This is the new thing. Who's for real every week? Who's for real after this week? Who's a sham?
seeing USC
Oh,
make
no.
tackles. Oh, look at those titties, baby. Seeing USC make tackles is such a mind-numbing and confusing experience for me that I am not used to with Lincoln Riley. Like, they're actually good. Miller and Moss, weirdly good. But again, they have to play somebody. They haven't played anybody yet, except for LSU, and they fucking beat them. So let's put them as like a heating up, but not almost for real yet.
They're heating up. I want to see them play a real opponent in the Big Ten. I want to see them play Utah.
Yeah.
I want to see them play Nebraska. I want to see them play a legitimate opponent that they're going to have to go in and play some good football like they did against LSU.
How do we feel about Mizzou?
Mizzou's a sneaky little team in the SEC. I
Weird.
mean, they have a
Weird
hell
little
of a
team.
They got really hot at the end of last season. Many people don't think about it, but they did, and they were vying for potentially uh, playing for an SEC championship, but they couldn't finish. Now,
6th in the nation, Mike.
to stick on USC, though, next week is going to be, I mean, Saturday at 2:30 p.m. is going to be a great game. USC goes
2:30
to
p.m. Eastern?
2:30 or 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Central.
Got you.
Mountain time. That would put us right around noon.
Mm.
So this game to me is going to be a prove it. If USC can go into Michigan and beat them by double digits, that team is potentially for real.
Well, I'd like to make a suggestion into the sham department and put one Michigan into the sham department.
Really?
Yeah. I also believe that Notre Dame is a fucking sham, unfortunately. And I love them. I love them, but what the fuck was that? So where else would you put them right now? And hey, and also
Add
mind
Oregon.
you can move, right, Oregon's definitely in sham department. You can move from sham to almost for real. You can go up there. But at some point, you're officially a sham. So I'm putting those teams in sham department right now.
Sham wow. I agree with that statement. Another team that you could, in fact, look at that could be in the sham department, if not already there,
Out.
is one Florida State. I mean, they've been.
Oh,
I mean, that's.
I suggest to put Florida State in already out. They're fucked.
Oh, they're
it's
done. They're done.
It's done. I would also like to
Stick 'em.
put Iowa in its fucking done category. Unfortunately, they're done. Iowa's
How
done.
about Iowa State, man? How about Iowa State senior team winning by a field goal at home?
Yeah.
I mean, what a game that was.
Shout out Rocco Betched. All right, so I think we got LSU. LSU's close to already out, but I think they're okay.
Cooked.
I think they're cooked too. I'm kind of suggesting that too. So we'll do that
Brian
weekly.
Kelly is probably not going to have a job by the end of the year.
I think that's cool, and I don't like Brian Kelly, so I'm with it. Every week we'll do who's for real, who's almost for real, who's a sham, and who's already out. And the already out category is going to get a lot more popular as the year goes on. And already out, you can't move. If they're already out, and we consider someone already out, they're not coming back in. You're out, baby. It's done.
Yeah.
Sorry, Florida
LSU,
State. You're
consider it done. Michigan, you could probably stick a fork in them unless
I'm about to.
Unless USC goes there and they play a very close game. But USC
Does that say more about
USC?
USC or Michigan, though?
I think it just shows how Michigan's in a complete rebuilding phase.
Alex Orgy sucks. All right. Can we talk about a little bit of baseball?
Yeah, let's talk about baseball, Vince. That sport's still going on?
Yes, it is. We are coming down to the wire. We got some fun wild card races, and you can watch it if you want to. We're not going to go that deep into it. I want to talk about one thing because I saw a tweet and I was interested by it. This is very Royals bias. I like the Royals right now because there's no reason to like the White Sox because 242, Mike, the number of the day, the winning percentage of Chicago White Sox. Bobby Witt Jr. is not being talked about in the MVP category, but Bobby Witt Jr. maybe should. This tweet came out. Yankees fans are flipping out. Maybe you can ask him about it when you're in New York this weekend. Bobby Witt Jr. has 30 home runs. Aaron Judge has 51 home runs. If Witt Jr. played all of his games at Yankee Stadium, he would have 38 home runs. If Judge played all of his games at Kauffman Stadium, he would have 38 home runs. They would be tied in home runs if Judge didn't get that short little porch in left field. This is not an I hate Aaron Judge segment. This is a Bobby Witt Jr. is the fucking man segment. I don't know if we talk about him enough because he plays at Kansas City.
Well, he's the best player probably in the AL Central.
Oh, yeah, him or Ramirez, dude. But I take Bobby Witt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Bobby Witt Jr. is the second coming of like a DJ, of like an Alex Rodriguez. I mean, he is that talented. There is no doubt about it. He is truly that talented.
I mean, he's hitting this year
I do believe that
334. 334, 30 home runs, 9 WAR, 100 RBIs on the season already, 28 stolen bases. Like, 597
He's a
slug.
5-tool.
He's a 5-tool for a fucking shortstop third baseman. 597 slug with 28 fucking steals. He's also an elite like Gold Glove talent. Like, what are we fucking talking about here?
And to think he's a hometown kid as well is just truly fascinating to me. Like, give him
It's
the key
cool,
to the
man.
city.
It's fucking cool. Isn't he from Texas?
It's truly. Well, I swear to God, he's from KC or he has family in KC.
I
Something.
don't know.
Either
Also,
way, give him the
apologies
key to
again
the
on
city.
Mike looking like he's fucking pixelated as shit for some reason.
This
If
is
you're
what
watching.
happens when you have hotel Wi-Fi. What the
I
fuck
know.
am I supposed to do? As long
I
as
know.
you can
I'm
hear
not
me, that's all
blaming
that
you. I'm
counts.
just telling people. Goddamn. Yeah, Bobby Witt Jr. He's leading the league in runs, hits, batting average. And, maybe just a little bit more respect on the man. I think the Royals are a little bit like America's team. I think the Orioles are a little bit like America's team. If all goes well and everything's real in the world, we're going to get a Royals versus Orioles ALCS. And that's who I'm going to root for, whoever wins that to win the fucking World Series.
Well, it's all really going to depend if the Yankees shit down their leg, which they usually do.
They will. They're the Dallas Cowboys of the MLB. Come on now.
They are truly becoming the Dallas Cowboys of the MLB. I think the Royals have a shot to potentially sneak into that wild card spot in the AL.
They're already in
Granted,
there.
we got 14 games left. I mean, they could potentially win the division if Cleveland, who has the lowest payroll in baseball, and still somehow just absolutely murking.
Fuck them.
I just dislike the Indians so much.
The Guardians, Mike. Come on.
I still call them the Indians because I hate them. So with that,
what does that mean? You hate Indians?
No, my wife is a Cherokee, so
okay,
take it easy.
all right, fair enough.
I married one. All right,
okay,
I have room to talk here.
Okay.
What I'm getting at is though, I just don't understand that franchise. They're always there. They're always doing something. They're always competing, no matter the team that they field. And Jose Ramirez is maybe just the best third baseman in the past
and
decade.
He clean cocked the fuck out of Tim Anderson. And it was kind of cool, and I hated it.
One
Tim
could
Anderson,
say that was the beginning
still
of the end for Timmy Anderson. Yeah, TA unemployed. I mean, Javi Baez out for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm. And hey, P. Crow Armstrong makes a game-saving fucking catch last night for the Cubs and wins the game. So maybe a good trade for the Cubs, sending Javi over to the fucking New York Mets and getting PCA back for him. So shout out to that trade.
Shout out to P. Crow Armstrong.
Go baseball.
I do believe, though, that Bobby Witt Jr. may be the best infielder in the game right now. Overall,
this is a respect to Bobby Witt Jr. segment, and that's baseball, baby. Mike, NFL Week 1 in the books, dude. Did you feel a lot of practice, or were you just right back into it? Were you like, I know how to do this. I've been doing it since I was a boy. How did it feel?
You know, it felt how it usually feels, Vince. Very close, win and ugly Bears game where defense reigned king. The afternoon slot that's weak. A Sunday night game that's always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A Thursday night kickoff game that's a good time. This whole games on different platforms thing is a real pain in the
ghoul. Doozy. It's a doozy.
It's kind of it's such a rip. It really gets under my skin. But the NFL and money, right? Overall, week 1, I think bring back another week of the preseason. It's just sloppy. It's like these guys don't start playing real football until like week 3.
You're goddamn right about that. As an overall, and like for those of you that haven't been here if this is your first NFL season with us, this is how this shit goes. We'll go through game by game. We'll talk about each of them. But as a whole, 2 quarterbacks, and let's see if you can name them, go for over 300 yards this week, which is historically all-time low scoring and passing week 1 in the NFL. Who are the 2 quarterbacks that passed over 300 without cheating?
Without cheating?
Yeah.
Give me 1, Baker Mayfield.
Close.
Give me a 1, Patrick Mahomes.
Closer.
Give me a 1,
We
Lamar
talked
Jackson.
about close 273. We talked about 1 earlier because you're like maybe he's not the guy.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Right. And another guy got helped out by a little bit of thing called overtime.
Oh.
Not the
Was it
winning
Stafford?
quarterback, but Matthew Stafford. Yes. Stafford and Tua go for over 300. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other ones over 250. Outside of that, lower than 250 for the entire NFL. So we're used to seeing 300 yards every fucking game by some quarterbacks, and we only saw that from 2 quarterbacks this week. I think preseason could help a couple guys out a little bit more. I truly do.
Yeah. I think absolutely it could. I think you look at overall as to where the NFL is. I mean, these guys, they need those reps. And I know, teams are really getting nervous about getting their starters hurt. And I understand it. But then again, the product that you're putting on the field week 1 is just egregiously bad.
Why is everybody fucking injured, too, if they didn't play in the preseason? What the fuck was that?
Well, yeah, there's that part, too. There's that. I don't know how CMC is injured. I don't understand how guys aren't going right away.
Joe Burrow is still fucking injured.
Yeah, Joe Burrow came out today and said everybody was overreacting, but who knows?
That's what he's going to say if he's playing, but I don't know about all that either. We're looking at also Deshaun Watson, 169 yards. Bad habits die hard, I suppose.
Hey,
all right, let's hop into it. We make our picks every week. We both went 10-6, brothers in arms. My friend Nux, hell yeah, Nux. We both picked the Ravens. The Ravens lost by a big toe.
A literal big toe. I mean, they didn't lose by the big toe. That was going to send the game into OT. Although, 2-point conversion. Like he kept saying two.
He was going for 2 there. He was going to play to win the game.
He was going for 2.
Yeah, Isaiah Likely catching the back. What he should have done is probably hit the receiver the play before, but Lamar Jackson accuracy was tough that game. Now, granted, it was almost a week ago now, so part of me is trying to fucking remember what happened, given all the football we watched the last.
Oh, I remember.
week.
I remember.
But I remember it too. Isaiah Pacheco runs through motherfuckers. Didn't have a great game. Lamar ran the ball a lot. Isaiah Likely outpaced Mark Andrews the whole fucking game. Xavier Worthy's so fast. So
fastest man
fast.
alive.
How did they get him? How did the NFL allow this?
Draft. I mean, he's the Tyreek type. I mean, they still reach for him. I mean, a lot of people had second round grades on him. He overall, I think, is going to fit into this team seamlessly. I mean, he's going to be that. I mean, first touchdown. He makes you make mistakes, and you got to account for him. You can't lose that guy in the field, otherwise he'll burn you.
They're better than they were last year. The Chiefs didn't get worse.
I believe they're still going to go through some ups and downs. I think there's
every team
3
does,
or 4 losses on the docket this year for them.
Yeah, what did they lose
still
last
going to
year,
win
4
the
years?
division. They're still going to win the division. They have Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey.
They'll probably win the fucking Super Bowl again.
God, I hope not.
Oh boy. Derrick Henry looked good on some plays, didn't look good on other plays. I think this is going to be a year to figure out for the Ravens, but they have to compete this year. This is the year where they have to really fucking come out there and do it.
This is another game, man. I don't care what you say, and I don't care what anybody else wants to say.
Here
about the
we come.
No,
yeah. We always get there.
No.
We always get there.
How many fucking illegal procedure calls are they going to hit with the Ravens on the same drive and then not hit the Chiefs?
They were making a point.
Same thing.
They were making a point. They called it 3 times in a row.
If you're going to make a point, make the same point for the other team.
They didn't call it for the rest of the weekend, too. It seemed like they were like, all right, make a point with the Ravens and then just fucking don't call it again, which was bullshit. But that's how the refs do it every year. Remember when they added the fucking different pass interference rule and the challenging pass interference rule and all that stuff? They were very, very diligent on it week 1, and then they just fucking forgot about it for the rest of the year. That's how they do this shit.
Okay. So to the point, though, if you're going to do one thing for one team, you need to be consistent with it with the other.
I agree.
And you have Orlando Brown or whoever their right tackle is or left tackle is doing the same thing. You're not calling it. He's cheating like
Mike,
half of the fucking league does.
Taylor Swift, though, who's looking beautiful, by the way.
Oh, good for her.
I've never been
Stop
attracted. She was
Stop
barely on
shoving
TV.
her-
She was barely on TV. I'll give him credit for
Dude,
that.
It was like, oh, we're about to go to kickoff. Here's Taylor
Two
Swift. And you're
times.
like,
They showed her
I don't
twice.
care. I don't care.
She's
I
just
don't care.
looking thick now, and I never thought I would say that about Taylor Swift. So good
She's
for
not
her.
really looking thick, cuz.
Yeah, she is. You're just a hater.
Dude,
Hater
she's
Mike.
built
Hater
like a
Mike. Back
door.
again. Hater Mike.
She's built like a door.
Yeah. No,
There ain't no
it's usually
butt there.
it's usually how I feel,
There ain't,
but
there ain't no pushing cushion there.
Kelsey's mustache is a fucking catastrophe. He's got to figure that out, though. That was a problem.
Yeah, here's a zesty white boy, dating, mulatto women in, 5-6 years.
Are you allowed to say
ago,
that word?
looking like mulatto?
I don't know if that's allowed or anymore or not.
Why?
I don't know. It's like a how you doing word that I think they outlawed.
I don't think that.
I have to look.
I
Hold
don't
on. Let
think
me check. I don't even know. Go on. Sorry.
So either way, he looks like, Malibu's most wanted, and now he's out here looking like fucking Uncle Rico.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Depends on who you ask. I like that.
Oh,
He does
Jesus
look.
Christ.
He does look like he could throw a pigskin over the mountain. That's 100%.
He looks like he could throw a pigskin over them mountains. Okay, now let's talk about the game. So minus the egregious, legal procedure calls and all that, Isaiah Likely fucking balled out.
He's
He
so
might be
good.
tight end one.
He's so
and
good.
he's fast as fuck, boy.
Dude,
For a tight end that size.
that draft that the Ravens got Isaiah Likely might have been the best draft of any team ever.
Yeah, they got some dogs that draft.
They got my boy Kyle Hamilton that draft too.
Yeah, Notre Dame King.
He's
that guy
very
plays his
fucking
ass
good.
off.
He does.
He's very good.
And he's
Plays his
big.
ass
He's
off.
big as a safety. Big safety.
Well, his first year he had a down year, but I mean, man, you got Marlon Humphrey, you got that size and Hamilton in the backfield. You have a linebacking core that looks to play the part. Man, just Lamar at the end of that game, that last series, he had 2 wide open touchdown passes that he missed.
All right, ready for this? Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum, David Ajabo, Travis Jones, Daniel Falele, Jalen Armour Davis, Charlie Kohler, Jordan Stout, Isaiah Likely 4th round pick, Demarion Williams 4th round pick. Good job, boys. That's half their fucking team right now in one
what
draft in
Harbaugh does.
2022. He's so good.
That's what Harbaugh does.
We'll
That's the Harbaugh way. But to lose that way on the first game of the season just goes to show you why we love the NFL.
now,
It's a big toe. It's a big toe is the deciding factor of the game.
do we move on to Brazil?
Yeah, let's go to Brazil.
We go to Brazil. We see the Packers play the Eagles. Eagles edge them out at the end. I have the Eagles. I go up 1-0 against you. It changed, obviously, our luck throughout the day, or the weekend, rather. Jalen Hurts, kind of the guy, kind of not. Still don't know. Guess who is the guy? Fucking Saquon Barkley. He's so good as a running back. You almost forget it because the Giants suck so bad.
Great for him. I'm so happy for him.
Me too, man. They're a good team.
I'm so happy that he got to go home to, a team he believes in, that he grew up rooting for, and play for them. And then not only that, his first game of the season just absolutely balls out.
In
3 touchdowns.
Brazil.
3 touchdowns. I mean, it's insane.
Now, why are we going to Brazil week 1? Especially when it's an Eagles fucking home game.
Because the NFL is going global, baby.
They weren't even allowed to leave their hotel rooms. They forced all of them to stay
they were
in a hotel,
highly recommended not to leave their hotel room. Let's
which
put it that
means
way.
stay here, motherfuckers. Also, Brazil's going through like a miniature fucking like revolution right now. There's no
Well, it
there's
just
no
doesn't make
reason.
sense to me.
There's no reason to have a fucking NFL game in Brazil. I don't get it.
Well, Goodell was there, full security, and then you
Yeah.
just had a bunch of random people in all these different jerseys. You just saw Giants jerseys, Packers
Yeah, they're
jerseys,
just NFL fans.
Seahawks jerseys. Yeah, but everybody gets so excited when they kick the ball. But that it's so funny
It's
to
because
me.
they like
It's like
soccer.
a punt, and you hear "woo," and you're like, no, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, that's like the thing we cheer for the least, but they like that in Brazil.
Hey,
Now,
hey, if you're in Chicago, you really value that, right?
true, Tory Taylor's the man. Some people would call this a love hurts matchup because Jordan Love. You know that song? Love scars.
Yes, Vince.
Love. Okay, good.
All
I was
right,
gonna
all right.
say
Continue.
your reaction, bullshit. But I need more from you, Sweet Pea. Jordan Love has a pretty good game. Jordan Love pushing it down the field for most of the game. Jordan Love gets injured.
On a deep heave,
Yeah.
like last seconds of the game's pretty much decided because you got to give the Eagles credit. They ran like 3 minutes of clock out at the end of that
Yep.
game.
They
And
did what they were
left
supposed
the
to.
Packers. They left the Packers with like nothing.
Yeah.
So it was a wonderful planned game. I mean, you got to give Sirianni credit. Dog eating plants.
Yeah.
Dog growing plants.
Well, he's coaching
dogs.
for his job this year. Truly.
He is coaching for his job this year. Now, I will say this much. The Packers, man, they didn't look to be it. They got ran all over. Josh Jacobs didn't look necessarily
He
good.
didn't look that good. Their receiving core looked pretty good. Their offense looked better than probably most offenses in the fucking NFL. I'll give them that. I hate the Packers. I want to start it off like that. I don't like
No
them.
way.
I don't want to see Jordan Love get fucking injured, and that's the reason why the Packers have a hard time in the beginning of the season. I want to see Jordan Love play and play poorly. That's what I'm looking for. I don't want to see a fucking sprained MCL, whatever he got. He's out 4 weeks. Malik Willis comes in. They're sticking with him.
How long before Tannehill gets signed? I think Tannehill gets signed.
They said they're sticking with Willis.
Dude, Willis came in for one play to just
Yeah.
deep heave it and fuck the dog on that one.
Yeah,
I mean,
it wasn't good.
Or as Donald Trump would say, he ate the dog.
Yeah.
But
Shout out
it
Haiti.
was
Jesus.
it was just one of these situations that you're just like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting to me.
Yeah, it was bad news, Bears. Eagles win. Good way to start the season. Get back home. The NFL in Brazil doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Should we move on to the most exciting game of the week, Mike?
Oh, the most exciting game of the week. Also, I'd like to point out that Colin Cowherd said that the Panthers absolutely were going to win this game and
Yeah,
to watch
idiot.
out because they're going to be a program to really pay attention.
Yeah,
to
I have a
this year.
friend that picked the Panthers too. I forgot his Oh, his name's Mike. Oh fuck, he picked the Panthers too. Did you sip that Colin Cowherd fucking Kool-Aid, Mike? Come on.
Oh, this is before Cowherd even dropped it. I was the first on the market with this shit.
Oh boy.
So with that, I chose the Panthers this week. Why? Don't know. I also
They're-
chose the Packers. So Vince takes these first 2 or 3, but
Hey, NFL version of who's already out. The fucking Carolina Panthers are already out. I'm done with them.
man, Bryce
Cut 'em
Young, this poor kid can't catch a break. He's gonna be like on a NASCAR pit crew team in like the next 5 years.
You almost can't blame him for being so bad because the Panthers
Yeah,
are
you
so
can. He
fucking
sucks.
bad.
Yeah,
he does
I know,
suck, but the
he's
Panthers
trying
are
to-
so bad.
Dude, his first pass of the game was an interception.
Yeah, they showed him one time on red zone, and it was a complete pass for 10 yards down the middle of the
and
field.
then
It was
whoever
bad.
said Derek Carr is cooked, man, 3 touchdowns, 200 plus yards passing. They look good.
Now, it is against the Panthers defense, which is fucking horrible, but I
Yeah.
agree. You can't hate the guy for having a good game. They scored fucking 47 points in this game. That was insane.
Yeah, and their defense just mollywopped them. They don't have a run game. They get too pass happy. They don't set anything up. So yeah. Okay. Vikings Giants. Wow, Danny Jones.
Oh my God, he's so bad, dude. Why did they pay him?
Oh, check this out.
Why'd they pay him?
Allegedly, he's now dating Kay Adams.
No, he's not. I saw that. It's not true.
Really?
Yeah.
She's just a thirsty little girl.
She's older than both of us, I believe. But yes,
fine.
wouldn't blame him for doing so. Daniel Jones, handsomer with the beard. Daniel Jones just as fucking bad at being a quarterback. He's not good. They signed him for too much fucking money. Instead, they should have taken a free agent signing of the only 7-year fucking NFL quarterback, Sam Darnold. He ain't seeing ghosts, he's seeing touchdowns, baby. Your boy's back, Mike. How did you feel?
I felt great. I've called this one from the jump. Sammy D. He's a true system quarterback. If he's in a system that benefits him, you look at this game. Wow. I do believe that he's that guy, and he has weapons around him now. When, oh man, when Jordan Addison comes back, it's watch out. I mean, they're going to be a team that's a sleepy team in the North. Sam Darnold, 19-24, efficient as fuck, 208 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 garbage time interception.
Yeah.
As the opposite side of the field, Daniel Jones not even completing 50% of his passes with 22 out of 42 attempts, 186 yards, 2 touchdowns. One of those touchdowns, a pick 6. Devin Singletary, not much to speak of. 10
Devin
carries,
Singletary putting up Devin Singletary statistics. How about that Van Gank pick 6, dude?
Amazing.
White boy flow shining. Man's just
that was
running.
one of the best pick 6s I've seen in a minute, but I'm just very happy for Sam Darnold. Justin Jefferson has to be happy that he's with a quarterback that could get him the football. He's still a young, spry fella, and that system just really benefits Darnold's method of playing. I mean, it really fits his ability.
If only the Packers could have found a running back like Aaron Jones.
West Coast, same day.
You know what I'm saying? If only the Packers could have found a guy like Aaron Jones. He would fit that team. He would fit that team so perfectly. I wish they had him, you know. Oh, man. No, I think Josh Jacobs is still good, but still. Aaron Jones playing well. Now, this silly little game, Mike. Is this the Bengals being the Bengals? The Patriots beat the Bengals last week.
Dude, the Pats just went out and won the most Pats game of all time. Ran the ball, played defense, controlled the clock.
Ramondre Stevenson on my fantasy team. Thank the fucking Lord. He had a game. Mind you,
have many of those this year.
The Bengals lose in the beginning of the season. This isn't new. The Bengals, even the year they went to the fucking Super Bowl, they lost like the first 3 weeks or something like that. The Bengals always lose in the beginning of the season. So this isn't new. But Joe Burrow, his hand might not be good still. No one knows if his hand's okay. I don't know. He tried. You know, I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying what I saw. He tried to pick up a water bottle.
Because he fumbled a water bottle?
He couldn't carry it. And then he shook his hand like, ow, my fucking wrist doesn't work still.
Or he just got a little pinch, you know? You ever go down and grab something, your wrist kind of gets a little locked, you get a little pinch action?
Maybe the holdouts may be a problem.
He's a human being, Vince.
I agree. I'm just saying, T. Higgins doesn't play. Jamar Chase holdout. Jamar Chase has an okay
missing
game,
one piece to that puzzle. Zach Moss isn't moving
well,
the fucking
and that's
needle.
the thing, too. It'd be nice if they had a fucking Joe Mixon because he was killing it for the Texans, which we'll get to in a moment. But, like,
Joe Mixon's too worried about beating the shit out of, you know, people in OU.
Yep,
yeah,
that does happen.
Yeah,
women
we
very
don't
specifically.
Forget. We don't forget.
Stop being dickheads, all of you. Yeah, the Patriots win that game. I don't think that's happening a lot. The Patriots still don't look that good, but that defense played really well, and the Bengals couldn't get anything fucking done. They didn't score until the second half. Kind of a bullshit Zach Moss touchdown. They have to play better if they're going to do anything. And the AFC North is not an easy fucking division this year, even though Deshaun Watson is still ass. AFC North, not an easy division.
It is not going to be an easy division, but to your point, I do believe that once the Bengals are healthy and rolling, they're gonna surprise, as they always do. And if Joey B can stay healthy.
Speaking of the AFC North, Mike, Pittsburgh Steelers are 1-0.
Yeah.
Kirky O. Cousins can't really move in the pocket. Justin Fields wins a game. Not
Justin
because
Fields
of
wins a game on just Pure just managing a game.
Yeah, it's Justin Fields did not look good. I'd like to say that off the bat. 18-10, ugly win, defense based. Najee Harris, 20 carries, 70 yards. What's that average? Like fucking half a yard a carry. Not really, but
Yeah.
yeah, man, this was a gross fucking game. The Falcons don't look good. Everybody likes them, but they don't look good right now.
Chris Boswell,
Yeah,
6 field goals. Guy had 18 points by himself.
quite a game for the man, Chris Boswell.
I mean, if you had him in fantasy, you had to have like 30 points from a kicker.
Yeah, and a couple kickers, dude. Also down in Dallas, he got a lot of that too. Yeah, I mean, fucking Minka Fitzpatrick, 6 tackles, 1 assist. Like Fields, 14 fucking carries. Like he still is doing field shit. He's still taking the ball and running with it. The first sign of danger.
Fields.
Yeah.
And Kirk Cousins is learning a new system, and he has all these weapons, and they all sucked.
Mind you.
But hey, Kyle Pitts finally got in the end zone.
Yeah. I think he's going to go to him a lot this year. I don't think Kirk is washed. I do think he's still a little injured. But hey, that's why you draft the guy at 9 to keep him on the bench while your quarterback's injured, right?
Right. At one point, I was about to say, at what point do we see Michael Penix Jr.?
Well, you got to remember, they got to switch the entire fucking offense on its ass to put him in because he's a lefty, so that's fun. Tough.
You never know. All right, let's keep it moving.
We both took the
Steelers
Falcons.
win.
We were both wrong. We were both right about this, but fucking barely. Texans beat the Colts by 2. I venture to say both teams looked really fucking good, man.
Anthony Richardson's very talented. He still needs to figure out how to throw that football, though.
Sorta. He what? Two receptions by Alec Pierce go for fucking 50 yards and 63 yards. He goes 9 for 19 with 212. Yeah, he throws balls. I throw ball far is what he says. Anthony Richardson's a fucking joy to watch, but he's just an athlete. He's an athlete. He's an intangible guy. He's not a fucking perfectly, folded up NFL player. He's raw and he's just out there dogging. The fucking Texans might win the Super Bowl, as far as my concern of watching them play.
CJ Stroud is him, man.
And
CJ
so
Stroud
is
is him.
Joe
Now they have
Mixon,
a rushing game.
and so is Diggs, and so is that
Stephon
defensive
Diggs.
line. Like, what the fuck are we doing right now?
I mean, you cannot oversee Nico Collins, though. I mean, he iced that game.
Yeah.
With that catch on the
100%.
sideline, it was truly impressive.
100%, because part of you feels like the Colts come back out and the Colts find a way to score again. Most exciting scoring game, in my opinion. A lot of people got involved on that fucking Texans offense, and then the Colts, it was essentially Anthony Richardson and Alec Pierce and one fucking Ashton Doolin fucking catch, and that was it. The Colts just did some weird ass Shane Steichen shit and somehow only lost by 2. But the Texans are really good, man, and everybody should be scared of them moving forward.
I agree. We get him on Sunday, babe.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second, but I am not looking forward to that. Now,
Same.
Bills win. Bills didn't look like they were going to win in the beginning of the game. Bills start off slow, finish hot, win the game 34-28 over the Cardinals. My first question for you is, where the fuck was Marvin Harrison Jr.? I don't know. He was non-existent. Stats came out. He was one of the slowest wide receivers off the block and during his routes this week. I don't understand why. He's Maserati fucking Marv. He should be running around, man.
I feel like he's still learning the system. And
Has
I
to
feel
be,
like
right?
Him and Kyler are still getting comfortable. So I think
Kyler
in the
looked
next
good.
few weeks, Kyler did look good. Kyler still does Kyler stuff, though, and he probably doesn't check down when he should and takes off and exposes himself at times. James Conner, talk about a dog. I mean, that guy just might as well just be the goal line threat of the year. Absolute freak. You could probably bet on him to get a touchdown every single week, and it'll hit.
He's the Monty of the West, as some people are saying. And by some people, it's
really is. He is very good. Now, on the flip side of that, Josh Allen just does the most Josh Allen shit ever. 9 carries, 39 yards, 2 touchdowns. Who the fuck needs James Cook? Not
Keon Coleman's a big boy, dude.
Keon Coleman's a very big boy. He goes up and gets you.
Yeah. I mean, I forgot Matt Collins is on that team. You also remember that.
So did I. It was like touchdown, Matt Collins. I'm like, holy fuck, he's still
He's
playing?
on that team? I thought he was on the Raiders or wherever the fuck he was last year. Yeah, they don't have the receivers anymore. It's like getting familiar with the brand new receiving room in Buffalo right now. But shit, man, the Bills are going to win games. The Bills are probably going to be in it in the AFC East until the end of the year, regardless, because Josh Allen is that fucking dude. You picked the Bills. I picked the Cardinals. I was wrong on that one. Bears corner?
Bears corner?
Oh, are we talking the Bears right now, dude? Are we going? Yeah, it's so weird to me how you could do that. I don't understand.
All right.
The Chicago Bears
All
won a
right.
game, Mike.
All right.
They won
a
a game.
game, Vince. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all.
They shouldn't have won that game, all intents and purposes, but they won a game.
They had every opportunity to lose that game, and I was like, no way can the guy who gets a sex tape exposed beat these Chicago Bears, okay? Yeah, his ex is a smidge of a baddie, and we know that.
Yep.
But
Well, his new girlfriend's also
man,
a baddie too.
This
so.
game was the most. I'm sure he's a good-looking kid. He plays in the NFL.
Will Levis ends the game going
game,
surrender mode. Surrender mode. Fucking pick six. Tyreek Stevenson, correct?
Tyreek Stevenson with the pick six.
Yeah, he was surrender mode on his
touchdown.
knees, like, please God save me. That's how it ended.
Oh, he hit his knees like, and every Bears fan was like, oh yeah, I'm coming. And I mean, we legit just lost our minds.
Yeah, it was crazy. I've never seen a Bears win based on special teams and defense. That's a first for me, huh?
Might as well just be Lovie Smith all over again.
That's all we've
Now,
fucking
Caleb
seen
Williams,
for 20 plus years is just fucking defense and special
no,
teams.
the Mark Trestman era was horrible for defense.
Yeah, right.
The
but,
Mel Tucker years were absolutely deplorable.
74%. Is that fair?
Let's just round up and say 80% of the time this is what it is. Bears
Thank
offense looked anemic. Caleb looked like, oh, I don't get nervous.
He looked tiny.
You looked a little nervous.
Well, he did say, I don't get
nervous.
nervous. I'm just a little anxious about how I'm going to play, which is exactly what being nervous is. He did say that.
Yeah, the ego gets in the way there. Now, you know, you could look at it and say that there were some missed opportunities. I mean, Caleb, if you look at Caleb's stat line with that touchdown pass that Keenan Allen dropped in the corner of the end zone, it's probably a little bit better. Although
15 for 30, 100 yards and a touchdown. Okay.
What we can hang our hat on, Vince, is that our QB had the best QB rating out of any rookie draft pick.
He also is the first #1 overall draft pick to win the first game of the season since who, Mike? #1 overall, win in week 1.
Wait a minute. Is it a guy's name I get wrong all the time?
You almost say his name more often than his brother's name, Mike.
Is it Derek Carr?
No, it's David Carr.
Let's go, David Carr.
Yeah, David Carr, which, you know, career trajectory we're not looking forward to, but this was not Caleb Williams winning this game. Also, some #1 overall draft picks don't start at the beginning. I understand that, yada, yada, yada. I've made a vow to myself that I'm not going to overreact nor underreact to anything all year. I'm going to be normal. I'm going to say, hey, rookie quarterback against a first-string defense for the fucking first time in his life doesn't play well. Okay. Offense looks bad. Okay. You get people like, I watched Shane Waldron for years. This is how Shane Waldron's offense works. Fucking maybe, but it's also week 1 of a new regime with a new fucking player and a new fucking playbook.
Now,
you can't make crazy rash judgments on week 1 when you have multiple in a row.
Okay. I see what you're saying, but let me overreact a little bit.
Do it,
I have
please.
some questions.
Okay.
Why is Cole Kmet only in for 48% of the
That's
snaps?
a fact.
That doesn't make a lot of sense to me because you
Also,
paid the fucking guy.
why is Gerald Everett in on blocking downs? There was a couple
Right.
runs where Cole Kmet should be fucking blocking. He's bigger and better than
Yeah.
him at that.
And at this stage of the game, with how awful our offensive line is, especially in the
Dude.
middle,
There's another thing we have to talk about.
let's just talk about that. I think we're going to have to start going 2 tight end sets a little bit more to protect our quarterback so he doesn't get his fucking head torn off.
Well, and also,
Okay.
center play was the worst I've ever seen. And I don't know my boy that was in the middle, but he did get ran over like a fucking semi-truck against the
Ryan
toddler.
Bates, he just got absolutely destroyed.
It was bad.
And
It
you
was
gave up a
bad.
5th round draft pick for that fucking clown.
Was it Bates? I thought it was a different guy.
Either way, he got yard
He got
sailed.
yeah, that's exactly what he did.
He got absolutely thrown out the
It
club.
was like a drunk guy running over a mailbox, just fucking clothesline,
was
dude.
horrible. It was like, to watch it back, you felt bad
Yeah.
for him. Okay.
Well, and he also
Now-
got put in a bad situation. He should have been playing fucking center that game. That was not realistically a good idea.
Listen, man, that defense, Jeffrey Simmons, man, that
Oh!
defensive line may just be they may just be one of the best in the league or underrated because they fucked us up.
Well,
half
there's
of
the other
afternoon.
there's the other argument. Tennessee, and I think we said this last week too. People were underrating Tennessee too. Like Tony P in the backfield, not a bad player. Will Levis in year 2 of being like in that starting role. Calvin Ridley, you got fucking Nuke on the other side. He wasn't a big factor, but he is good. And that defense is pretty good. Like it's not like we were playing fucking an FBS team out there. We were playing Tennessee. Should we have beat them? Yes, we did. Again, there's a lot of time left in the season. I don't think any of us are going in here thinking the Bears are going to go to the fucking Super Bowl this year. But we need to see a better offense against the Texans because if we play like that, we're not beating the fucking Houston Texans like that. We're just
How
not.
about Tavondre Sweat, though? You see the size of this fucking unit
Who?
on the Titans? Tavondre Sweat.
Oh, boy. Oh, is this the
D
fucking
tackle
yeah.
on the Titans? He
Yeah,
was a
I know
monster.
what
He's
you're
like
talking about,
350 bills. Like just an absolute fastest fat man I've ever seen in my life.
That is a rookie man. That's a Texas rookie man. Don't forget.
Absolute freak. And you know what? I will say this. I don't always like all the picks that we get in the offseason. But you have to give Ryan Pace credit because granted, they kept Velus Jones.
Oh,
which is,
boo.
He fucked up again.
Oh, boo.
Absolutely. He kicked the ball to the other team.
That was bad.
If this isn't enough, and then not only that, most NFL teams he'd be cut by now.
100%.
Matthew Eberflus comes out in the media and states, "No, we're proud of him."
For what?
Just, I don't know. Find somebody
Dude,
that loves you as much as the Chicago Bears organization loves.
Yeah, at some point we're gonna have to rank him on something besides being very fast. Because if he can't hold on to the ball, who fucking cares? But there's that side. And then there's Darrell Taylor or Darryl Taylor or whatever you say his name. Number 52, playing on the inside. Ryan Poles got him. Ryan Poles got him a couple weeks ago. It's not like he's been on the team for fucking months.
For a 6th round draft pick. Dude, first game, 7 tackles, 1 assist, 2 sacks.
Yeah. Guy was on a fucking dare.
I mean,
so, you know.
And then who you really have to watch start succeeding is Gervon Dexter.
Yeah.
I mean, draft pick that you take out of Florida, guy that you've been grooming to be the guy.
Well, we need somebody in the middle. We need somebody in the middle bad. We need somebody in the middle both sides. Games are won in the fucking trenches, and both trenches didn't look great for the Bears that game. Everything else on the Bears defense looked good, but inside, interior defenseman, interior offenseman. Those are both bad scenarios right now for us.
Well, Bears, man, game.
Hey, Coleman Shelton, though, by the way, is who we were looking for playing center the other day.
Yeah, well, he got fucked up.
Yeah.
And, man, I will say this.
Shout out Nate Davis.
Yeah, shout out Nate Davis, who out of PFF
sucks
rankings, I think
ass.
ranked in the bottom
I fucking
20th
hate him.
percentile of
He's the
all
most
right
hated
guards.
man in Chicago. You have to be
He sucks.
so bad and annoying to be a guard and have the whole fucking city hate you. Most people don't even know who the guard is, but everybody fucking hates Nate
He
Davis.
had one great year in Tennessee, and then you throw all this money at him, and he does nothing now.
He's just
Now,
shit.
someone I would like to point out who was worth the 4th round draft pick, not a center, not a desperate need of this team in the 4th round, a guy that you trade back in to get,
Tory Taylor.
right? Tory Taylor. Man,
He's-
10 punts, average 45 yards.
I thought we weren't going to be punting a lot. I thought it was like, welcome to the team. You're not going to be out there often. Didn't he say that to him?
Yeah, but man, I
He's good.
think we could really use a fucking center right now. Yeah, okay.
He's good though.
Okay.
He's fucking.
Saying you have a good punter is
We
no.
don't win the game if they're not in the within the 10-yard line for half the fucking game. Come on now.
Okay, hypothetically speaking, better yet, Vince, do me a favor.
Okay.
Other than your boy Tory Taylor,
Yeah.
name 2 active punters on an NFL team. go ahead.
Fucking.
Go ahead.
Brad Maynard. Just kidding.
Yeah, Brad Maynard retired
Shane
many
Leckler.
months ago. Retired
no.
many months
Who's
ago.
who's the guy that was on the Steelers last year that moved teams?
Oh, I don't know.
Fucking. I don't know. I don't know anybody.
I'll give you one name that I just
Well-
know somehow.
Yeah.
Tress Way.
Oh yeah, on the Commanders.
There you
He's
go.
a fucking he's a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
I like getting a punter. I like having a good punter. I get it.
Uh-huh.
We could use a center too. Yeah, but like
Would you prefer a center right now with that 4th round draft pick? That
no,
he
Tory
used?
Taylor was a dog. If you can keep him forever, I like him.
All right, let's move on.
We differ. Go Bears. Let's go. Let's beat the Texans.
The Bears.
The Bears. And also Caleb Williams owned up for the bullshit at the end of the game, and I like that. Just hopefully he plays better. Let's talk Jaguars, Dolphins, the battle for Florida. Jags fucking suck still.
I mean,
Trevor
the Jags
Lawrence-
are a good team. If Travis Etienne doesn't fumble on the 10-yard line, they potentially win this game. Just
Well,
gonna throw
dude.
that out there.
The Dolphins were funny. The Dolphins played a funny little game. They got a lot of yards and they didn't have a lot of scoring to show for it. And it was fucking defense in the red zone for Jacksonville, whatever it may be, but Dolphins get down the field and then all of a sudden they can't fucking do shit in the red. Like, yeah, granted they won the game, but it's not like it was a convincing fashion. Tank Bigsby was the best running back for fucking Jacksonville yesterday. Or not yesterday, on Sunday.
Etienne just kind of caught, I think, a little case of the yips. Trevor Lawrence looked good enough.
Yeah.
Tua threw for a bunch of yards. I will say this, if you're in fantasy, look at Jeff Wilson Jr. because it looks like Mostert's not going to play next week.
What's up
This
with McDaniel just going in and pulling all these old fucking 49ers and putting them on the roster?
because he coached there, and
But I
guys
know,
like
but
him,
he's
and
just
they're in that
like-
same system.
They have A-Chain. They still have Mostert. Jeff Wilson getting 5 carries and being a boss. Like, is it just give me everybody that was on the team with me and then let's just run it back, boys?
We got Mostert, who, when he's on is amazing. Absolutely.
The fastest man in the NFL. Yeah.
Yeah, ridiculously fast. Tank Bigsby, listen, ETN, I don't know what happened there second half. He just seemingly, like I said, caught a case of the yips. They like Tank Bigsby, though.
When do we give up on Trevor Lawrence?
Oh, they're going to pay him.
I think they already did, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, he's paid. I mean,
I know,
they're
but
still
when
giving up on him.
do we mentally go, okay, this is about who he is?
I think if they have a losing season under, that regime this year, we'll see.
Well, because you got Gabe Davis, Brian Thomas, Christian Kirk, $94 million. Like, you got guys on that team. You're going to have to do something. Also, name I haven't heard in a while. Shout out Devin Duvernay.
Yeah, there you go. There's a name.
Who would have thunk? All right, let's talk about Bo Nix, huh?
Bo Nix almost fucked around and won a football game, Vince. He looked good.
Bo Nix was wilded. Sean Payton's like, go ahead. Bo Nix is coach's son. Bo Nix plays kind of okay. 2 INTs, 2 bad INTs. Sean Payton says everybody around him needs to play better. That's what he said after it. It's like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
dude, you got to get off this Bo Nix train a little bit, man. Like,
well, you got to give, Michael McDonald out there singing Yacht Rock his credit. I mean, they played a really sound defensive game, ran the football really well. Kenneth Walker, 20 carries, 100 yards. I mean,
quite a Snapchat from you during that game, by the way. That was funny.
Hey, Michael McDonald, also a Doobie Brothers legend.
Oh, yeah. Never forget.
But also an NFL head coach. You don't know him, but he's your head coach.
You don't know me, but he's your head coach.
That's him. Laviska Shenault didn't realize that he's on the Seahawks now, so that's cool. That's a fun little
Another
play.
guy he didn't realize he moved teams. Josh Reynolds in a Denver Broncos jersey. Weird. This is the week of he's still playing and he's on that team now for sure.
That's the week of what's up with that.
Yeah.
Bo Nix, if he doesn't have those turnovers, I'd say they're more so in this game. They were in this game.
He's so chaotic. He's so chaotic. Watching that game was fun. Don't get me wrong. I had a great time because I'm not a Broncos fan. If I was a Broncos fan, I'd be like, oh my God, like he was just running around throwing the ball where he wanted to, like he was still in fucking Eugene, Oregon. He needs to chill the fuck out.
I mean, for him, man, this is a really difficult game because you go into Seattle with the 12th man and all that. They lose their shit for football.
Sure.
And one thing leads to another, and you're fucking around and you score 20 points. And one of those touchdowns he ran in. So, hey, man, he has a lot of room to grow. I do think he is with the QB whisperer, though. So he's ultimately going to come around eventually.
At what point is Sean Payton not the QB whisperer?
After getting rid of Russell Wilson, who's completely cooked.
Couldn't do that with him, though. Like, how many QBs has he actually whispered?
He's had one. And he brought him back from being like nobody.
Right. Maybe they just had a nice little relationship. Maybe he's not the fucking QB whisperer.
We'll see. We'll see. Hey, like, Chicago guy, I'm not going to hate on Sean Payton.
I agree, but, you
call Mike the hater. Maybe you're a hater, Vince.
You got to call a spade a spade.
Chicago guy.
You got to call a spade a spade. You can't keep sucking a guy's butt at some point.
You do. I'm not sucking anybody's butt. It's a second year there.
Speaking of sucking a butt, though, Jim Harbaugh, baby. Bring him in. I love the man. The guys just want to play for him, man. They just want to play for him, man.
Hey, who's got it better than them, right?
Nobody.
That's what Jimmy does. Nobody.
I mean, Gardner Minshew's backup quarterback. We know that. Jim Harbaugh, Ladd McConkey, Justin Herbert. Not a great game by Herbie, but enough. Chargers in the fourth quarter just take care of business, and they beat the Raiders.
Hey, how about J.K. Dobbins looking like Ohio State legend J.K. Dobbins?
Yep. It's amazing what'll happen when you don't get injured the first play of every fucking season. Who would have thunk?
I mean, good for him, man. That offensive line looks stout. This was a really chippy, physical game.
Yep.
And Herbert just did enough, man. He's
consistent. That's Harbaugh football. That's fucking Antonio Pierce football. They're both just grit kings.
And hey, we called it. Ladd McConkey just might be wide receiver 1, 5 receptions, 39 yards.
Oh, dude, he's such a classic little white boy, Jim Harbaugh fucking wide receiver. He fits the fucking mold perfectly.
He might score more touchdowns than any other wide receiver in the league. And also, can we talk about the fact that chances are, just maybe, Devontae Adams is a Jet by the trade deadline because he looks like he could give a fuck to be there.
Could be. Very well could be. He's a damn good player. Let's talk about Mr. 169, Deshaun Watson, and the Browns. Losing in convincing fashion to the Dallas Cowboys, who are a regular season merchant, just like the Yankees. Also, King Hat, 4 for 4, long 57 yards by the man, Brandon Aubrey, might be the best kicker in the NFL now for the Dallas Cowboys.
He, before the half, hit like a 60. He tied Justin Tucker's record, and they called the delay a game.
Yep. I
It was
know. And then he
insane.
still longed a 57-yarder.
You know,
It
Vince, the
was-
story here isn't necessarily about the 69 Tug-a-Lug King, Deshaun Watson,
Yeah.
or a kicker that, was a great soccer player who made it in the NFL,
Jerry Jeudy?
or the, aggressively good regular season Cowboys. And that storyline, what we really need to focus on here is the greatest quarterback to ever live being a part of this game, aka Tom Brady,
Oh,
made his
yeah.
debut in the announcing booth. And boy, it just was humbling
He'll
to
get
know that
he'll
he's
get
not
better,
good at
yeah.
everything.
He'll get
He's not good
better.
at everything.
Yeah, it was
He
bad.
was like a fucking robot up there.
It was bad. You could tell he was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Also, he's got some really weird rules and stipulations because of his connection with the Raiders and ownership and all that. Like, he's not allowed to do certain games or talk to different teams about stuff. Yeah, he was not fucking good. Hopefully he gets better. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, you do hope he gets better. And I think he will, because
But he's
Tom,
also
and
never
just-
been a personality guy. That's never been his selling point.
Tommy's Tom, man. Tom's king.
Exactly.
But either way, Cowboys win 33-17.
The Browns are so good, except they don't have a quarterback. And when Nick
They
Chubb
could
comes
have a
back, they're
quarterback.
still not going to have a fucking quarterback.
They
all
could
they
have
got
a
to do,
quarterback.
yeah, just got to go to backup, baby. It's Jameis time. Suck them
Jameis
dubs,
season.
buddy. Put them in. Cowboys are probably going to win fucking 11 games, and Dak Prescott's going to bring me to a fantasy championship. All right. Second rookie quarterback, number 2 overall, goes against a fucking team. Buccaneers essentially rout the Commanders. This is a fake 37-20. It should have been 37 to fucking 13 in all reality. Jaden Daniels pulling a Justin Fields, pulling the ball and running a little too quick every time. Rookie jitters. I think he's going to be good, but God damn it, the story here is Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans.
Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And also, if you're in a PPR
Bucky.
league and you have Rashad White,
Yeah.
man. But
Yeah.
Bucky Irving, man, what a name.
I love him. I love him.
What
I
a
took him.
name,
I took him out
Bucky
of
Irving.
pure vibes, and I'm happy that he's sitting on my bench right now. I like Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky could be a guy for you potentially if there's
Also,
some.
no, not he's like a dangerous injury situation. Austin Eckler, man. Oh
he's
yeah,
so little.
is what he's little and he didn't do a lot. It's just I almost felt bad that he's.
You
on that
know
team.
how many people probably just went all in on
yeah.
Austin Eckler
This
and
is-
were like,
and
"Oh,
I
he's gonna
said
be
that.
a dog."
I said this on the pod like 4 weeks ago, where I was like, if you see Austin Eckler, be scared. He's fucking second, maybe third on that depth chart. We're already seeing it, man. Commanders don't have a defense. Their defense sucks ass. Buccaneers offense played well, but the Commanders don't have a defense. So, like, yeah, Jaden Daniels, we can look at it. He didn't play too poorly. There probably should have been like 2 picks that could have happened. But the story here is Commanders don't have a defense, and the Buccaneers took more than advantage of that, in my opinion.
Hey man, the Bucks are a hell of a good defense. I mean, you do have a very good head coach who knows what the hell he's doing, and Baker's back, man. Good for Baker. I'm so happy for that guy.
Me too. I like him too. May, you know who could use him?
Who?
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Someone called
Well,
into
they gave
Cleveland
up on him.
sports. Someone called into Cleveland sports radio, and I forgot who the host was, but it fucking killed me because it was like,
He's like,
He was
too
like-
fucking early for
well,
this.
no,
Not the
yeah,
first
you saw
call."
that too. He was just like, "Hey, how you doing? So Baker Mayfield, I'm like, it's too early for this. We can't do this already." He was so fucking mad because, like, yeah, like for years they were just complaining about Baker Mayfield, and it's like don't it always seem to go that you don't know what
Don't
you
know
got
what you
till it's
got till
gone.
Gone. Counting
Pay
crows.
paradise and put up a sexual
a
assault
fucking-
case. Yeah, the fucking Buccaneers win 37-20. Rams Lions, most exciting game of the weekend.
Potentially. I
Fair
mean,
to
next
say,
to
right?
the Ravens and Chiefs.
True, but fair to say, you go into overtime. You got 2 teams that are vying to be playoff teams at the end of the year. You get the matchup, the two guys that were traded for each other. Is Jared Goff good? Maybe not. Is Matthew Stafford too old? Maybe not. Fucked up pick by Matthew Stafford. Fucked up pick. All's well. Detroit comes in, scores a touchdown, wins in overtime. I love this game. This game was so fun to watch.
That was one of the better games I've watched in a long time.
Yeah, man.
I think for the first portion of the season, I mean, it really did what it was supposed to do. I mean, it was just as exciting as that playoff game that they had before the end of the season. I mean, it was
Cooper Kupp is so back, dude. Cooper Kupp is so
14
back.
receptions, 110 yards.
Stafford feeds the boy like a big fatty boy that plays defensive tackle in fucking Mississippi. He's fed, my brother.
Cooper's back. Puka Nacua injured.
Yeah, man. Hey, Rome Odunze too. We didn't talk about that, but Rome Odunze might be
Rome Odunze has a grade 1 sprain at MCL.
Yeah, they'll probably keep him out 2, maybe 3 weeks just to make sure he's not going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Regardless, Nacua out, not great. Kyron Williams, beast of a man. Monty, beast of a man. Jameson Williams, finally back after the fucking injury, after the gambling suspension. Jameson Williams is all that they're looking for. This is a team that has a GM that knows what they're doing. This is a team that has an OC that knows what he's doing and didn't leave the team. They've been bad for so long, and I know they're in division, but I feel so much for Detroit for having a team that's good because every other team, like the Tigers are usually fucking bad. The Pistons are historically one of the worst teams in the league, and the Lions are historically one of the worst teams in the league. I like that they have a good team. I'm not going to like it in a year, but I like that they have a good team.
What's going to be interesting to monitor if you're a Lions fan and also fantasy fan.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, first game of the year, 3 receptions, 13 yards. They just took him away.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah, absolute dog.
He'll be fine.
Got paid.
Last game. He did. Last game. 49ers Jets. Aaron Rodgers lasts more than 5 plays. I think that's what Jets fans are mostly worried about. One problem is they seem to have a defensive line issue. Too bad they didn't have Hassan Reddick because he decided to fucking sit out.
It wouldn't have made a difference.
I don't think so either. The 49ers are so good, and it's nice to know that McCaffrey was out and they have fucking Walter Payton backing him up. Jordan Mason, God.
Did you hear about his
interview after the game?
The collusion, potential collusion, and
I'm
chances
so
are there's going to be an investigation on the 49ers. Well, gambling in the sport, Vince, this is why it's significant.
That shouldn't mean a fucking thing. They should be able to say whatever the fuck they want.
There's going to be a little silly nanny investigation for optics.
But what they're going to do is Jordan Mason's like, because she asked him, did you know you're going to start? He said, yeah, Friday. And then Shanahan said, yeah, we just told him it'd be a heavier load because McCaffrey might not be ready or not. And that's exactly what they're going to say going into it. And they're going to be like, okay, he just misspoke. He just misspoke because that's literally like, that's an easy mistake. He probably knew he was starting. Shanahan was probably just trying to like get him off the scent. It didn't fucking matter. Once they knew McCaffrey was out, it was already fucking over because, again, Jordan Mason is Walter Payton Jr. He went fucking crazy on him. 28 carries, 147, and a TD. It's just the fucking... It's not even that he's Walter Payton. It's the system, man.
They moved the ball however they wanted to on Sunday night or Monday night. I mean, they did literally whatever they wanted to.
Yep.
And Brock Purdy really just... Man, he throws people open. He knows the game. He knows the system. I mean, talk about a team that could win the NFC again. I mean,
they better. Because you're going to have to start paying people.
They paid a lot of people a lot of money. Well, they paid Ayuk. They paid Trent Williams.
And hey, Ayuk dropping 3 balls? Maybe go to fucking training camp. You don't drop balls the whole
Ayuk
time.
dropped like a beautiful ball that only he could have caught in the end zone, hit him in the fucking hands. Man.
Yep. And Aaron Rodgers played an okay game, but he's not injured. And Jordan Travis sighting.
No, it wasn't a Jordan Travis sighting. It turns out it was Tyrod Taylor. So we got excited for
what?
Nothing.
Who the fuck is backup quarterback for the Jets?
So
what are we talking about?
I have something for you. that
Okay.
this just recently came out.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers, one of our favorite people on this podcast.
It
of
was
course.
Tyrod Taylor. Jordan Travis out. Okay. Fucking
Let's talk
whatever.
about Aaron Rodgers, though. You know that whole drama fest where he always talks about not making it about yourself, and you got to make it about the team, and then he makes it about himself.
Yeah.
So you know how he was late to training camp and went to Egypt?
Uh-huh.
That was for a Netflix documentary that will be airing 3 episodes here shortly. And yeah, definitely making it about him.
He's Aaron
Definitely making it
Rodgers and
about
he
him.
can do whatever he wants, unfortunately.
This has got to be his last year, right?
Depends on how they
It's gotta
play,
be.
I think. I think he
It's gotta
really
be his
wants 2 rings. I think he really wants 2 rings.
He-
I think he wants to. I don't think he's gonna, but I think he's gonna push to do it. I think he's trying to do like the LeBron James end of his career, get one more and then get the fuck out. That's what I think. But
Hey,
the 49ers,
though,
49ers, good team. Who would have thunk?
Hey, how about Al Lazard? 6 receptions, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he likes his guys. He likes his old guys. He'll stick with them. That's how it's gonna go.
Yep.
Mike, do we do week 2 picks or do we get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, I don't want to leave yet, but let's do it.
That's fine. That's fine. I love spending time with you, bud. Week 2
Me too.
picks from the top here. Bills at Dolphins, Thursday night football in Miami.
Ooh. Just based off of how much they threw the football and how well they move the ball and Tyreek and all this. And next week it's going to be, I think, just a bigger fest because the Bills are shit on defense right now. Give me the Fins.
Yeah, I like them at home in prime time. Mike McDaniel with his crazy ass sunglasses. They're having a good time down there. I'll take him in prime time. Sammy D versus his former team. 49ers at Vikings.
Same thing with Kevin McConnell, also a disciple.
Yep.
I think it's going to be a closer game than people anticipate.
Yeah.
I'm still taking the 49ers.
Me too. They're fucking too good. Walter Payton plays for him. Even though McCaffrey might be out, but it's Walter Payton. Seahawks at Patriots.
Give me the Patriots. I think this is just going to be a defensive
No fucking way. Start the year 2-0. Patriots, Mike.
I
Come
wouldn't be
on now.
surprised, man.
I'll take Geno. Unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be a good game, but I don't think the Patriots win 2 in a row. They're just that bad. Shit fest. Old shit versus new shit. Giants at Commanders.
Poopy pants.
Poopy pants matchup. Taking
Give
Giants,
me the
Mike?
Commanders.
Yeah.
Give me the Commanders.
The Giants might duel with the fucking Panthers and be the worst team in the league. Chargers at Panthers, speaking of the devil.
Give me the Chargers. They're going to run face.
2-0 Harbaughs. The Panthers might be 0-17. They might be the first 0-17 team. Saints at Cowboys in Dallas.
Give me the Cowboys.
How about them? I'm taking them as well. They're great in the season. Colts at Packers. With no
Give
Jordan Love.
me the Colts.
Me too, brother. We're agreeing. It's pretty chalk here. I don't believe in Malik Willis. Browns at Jags.
Give me the Jags. They're going to respond.
I see 2 different scenarios here. I'm going to take the Jaguars as well, but I could see like Deshaun Watson, someone lit the fire under his ass and for some reason he starts playing well.
Hey, really kind of a last-minute road loss for the Jags. They're going home.
Yeah.
This is going to be a game they want to make a statement.
This is the clean it up game. Jets go to Nashville and play the Titans.
Based off of how shitty that offensive line played, give me the Jets. Fuck it. Fine.
Yeah, they got to get a dub, right?
Yeah, I think that's a game Rodgers really shows up.
All right. So far, we have agreed on every game except for one. So, Buccaneers in Detroit. Buccaneers versus the Lions.
I think Baker wants to go back there and prove a little bit of his statement. Give me the Bucks.
You don't think Baker wants to go back to Detroit after the playoffs?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they barely lost that game.
I like the Lions. I like them to play a little bit better. I like Amon-Ra to have a fucking game against that secondary. Raiders in Baltimore against the Ravens. I can already assume your pick here.
Oh yeah, the Ravens are gonna respond like really
Need
big
a
time.
win. They want to beat them by 85, I'm sure. All right, Rams at Cardinals. Cardinals sneaky good.
They do, and I think this might be the breakout game. Even though the Rams, man, I mean, they play really well in on domes.
Yeah, man.
But give me, I'm gonna take a hometown pick here. Give me the Cards.
Oof. I wanted to take them, but now just to be different, I'm going to be taking the Rams.
Yeah,
But
whatever.
I do think it could be Maserati Marv Day too. So I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
could
if
also
it ends up
think
going
this
that way.
game's gonna be a score fest.
Very
Another
well
over.
could be.
Yeah,
Shout out Glendale. All right, Bengals at Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs win again. I just don't think the Bengals are there yet.
They're also bad in the beginning of the season. Give them 4 weeks and they'll figure it out. I'm taking the Chiefs as well. Steelers at Broncos. Is Russie back? No.
No. Steelers are going to Mile High State.
Uh-huh. Air it out,
and they're-
Justin.
And Justin's never played there. Give me the Broncos.
Brother, I'm taking the Steelers. I think the Broncos
Really?
are so bad, and I don't believe in Sean Payton, unfortunately. So I think he's maybe the most overrated coach in the league. Just saying.
Okay.
Not a hater.
I think Bo Nix Day.
All right. We're here, Mike. We got to see if we're going to take him or not. I find it impossible. I find it impossible. I think the Bears have to take an L here, and if they don't, I'd like to be pleasantly surprised. I'm taking the Texans. Bears or Texans. Are you taking them as well?
Yeah, give me the Texans. I do believe though that Caleb will have a better game.
Yeah.
I do.
But that
believe he'll-
defensive line's good too.
that defensive line's very good.
Will Anderson on one side, Daniel Hunter on the other.
You're gonna have to go heavier sets if you're this offense right now to protect him.
Maybe run the ball.
And you're gonna
push him
you're
forward.
gonna-
Don't
yeah.
pull him back.
run the ball a little bit more. Get some more guys involved. DeAndre Swift is great, but he's a third down back, and you need to get Khalil Herbert more involved. That's
Hey,
the one
maybe-
thing
Maybe activate a little Roshan Johnson for me. Maybe.
Well, he's still hurt, but once he's back, I like that.
Activate him. Put him in. I don't give a fuck.
Put him in if he's injured. Fuck him. Get him in there. Play him if he's hurt. I don't care.
All right, Battle of the Birds, Mike. Falcons at Eagles, Monday Night Football.
Oh, I think Saquon's gonna run all over him.
Yeah, he's very excited to run on the Falcons. Give me the Eagles. Couple different picks, mostly the same picks. That's NFL football. May the odds be ever in your favor, fam.
May the odds be with you. There's Odds Corner. Well, Vince, I mean, hey, man. A road game, nonetheless, for Uncle Mike over here. But at the end of the day, we got through it.
Call me Britney Spears because, oops, we did it again, dude.
Oops, we did it again. As always, we're going to be doing this again next week. Home game. So check
Yeah,
in for
baby.
that. As always, new episodes drop every Thursday. We would be remiss to let you know that we are recording on September 11th. So thoughts and prayers go out to the families lost and that
Shout out to the
day in this
fucking
country,
first
23 days.
responders, too.
Yeah, the first responders that keep our country safe and respond to people that when they're in a time of need. We do remember those people today. And yeah, tragedy. But at the end of the day, we get to live in the USA and get to do cool shit like bring you a podcast every week. So
And big wheels keep on turning. Proud Mary keeps on burning. You know? So.
exactly. So we're gonna keep rolling here, and as always, we appreciate you rolling with us
On the river, baby.
on the river. So keep rolling with us down that river, and then of course, if you do have a sibling, it is the year of the sibling. So be sure you share it to your brother, your sister from another mister, your brother from another mother, and as always, we will see you next week.
Peace.
Talking tales with Mike and Vince. Oh, you know. Jazzy beats while we dispense. Yeah, you know.